Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Drinks with the Martin. I'm Gary at Tuner's Edge.
I'm Tammy at Scooby Snacks.
I'm Ian with the Real Huzzah.
And I am John with Johnny the Flash.
This is our weekly podcast about tech, gaming, and science. You can follow us on twitch.tv and subscribe to us on YouTube. Now grab a drink and join us in today's podcast. We got some interesting topics we're going to talk about. So what else? This is Johnny's first time on our show.
Yeah.
So
This is indeed my first time.
Get a better webcam, John. Stepping up.
Rip.
I do need a little bit of a better webcam going on here. I will not dispute this.
I thought you had one. Weren't you streaming? Weren't you a gamer?
I was. This is like that exact same webcam, but hashtag start a GoFundMe for a broke man to get him another. As a matter of fact, you know what?
He's like, I'm fixing to start one.
Let me jump on Amazon real quick.
No, we'll take
We'll
care
do
of
a
it later.
giveaway. How about that?
Yeah. Hey, maybe
There you go.
We'll do a giveaway.
So we are going to do a giveaway today. So we are going to give away some cool stuff later in the stream. So please stick around, and I'll pop that in. We got our drinks. Y'all got y'all's drinks.
I do. I've got Guayabera Citra Pale Ale from Cigar City Brewing.
Very nice.
Scoop Snacks made some really good.
Yeah,
watermelon
I'm jealous.
Moscow mules.
Watermelon Moscow Mules.
Bro.
Homemade.
Watermelon Moscow Mules.
Bro.
Very good.
Wow, that sounds amazing. I
We're
want
getting
that.
fancy.
It's high class.
I just have this sports drink. I don't know if the focus is kind of jacked.
Body
I just have
armor.
some body armor.
Body armor.
Body
I
armor.
just have some body
I see
armor.
your eyes. Your eyes focused really good there. But
I'm not at drinking age yet.
not yet. You'll get
That
there.
Alcohol
You'll
ain't
get
my
there.
thing anyways.
You will
Tried
get
something
there.
college.
Yo, you know what I didn't fix? Dang,
What?
I was so busy worried about all this 3-stream setup, which, by the way, I think looks good. Cameras look good.
I think it
Audio
looks good.
Looks good.
Good quality.
This is the first
Yeah,
time
you haven't
we
dropped
started off good?
like none of us have frozen yet on the stream, so.
Wait a minute.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Knock on wood.
Yeah. Sarkinos just froze us up. What's up, Sarkinos? It's a good old Destiny gamer right there for y'all.
Very nice.
Sark, you're a nerd,
He's a gamer in
and-
general. He's a Smite gamer too, right? He plays Smite.
Yeah, I play Smite
Oh, you guys both play Smite.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Smite
I
gamer.
play
with me. Sarkinos is actually my best friend from real life. We went to high school together and all that good stuff.
The real
Very
life
cool.
stream.
The old times.
The old times.
Yeah.
The boat times.
The boat times. Lights should be working
Fuzzy
too.
little man Peach.
What did you say earlier that you hadn't finished doing?
I have not finished updating the follower count. So,
Oh, well, that's not
just
that
so
bad.
y'all know, we are sitting at 34 followers, not 29. 34 followers of 50. So we're getting there. We just need y'all's help to get us the rest of the way. I mean, I could just manually do this for now, I guess. What the heck is it?
See, that's when you start messing stuff up.
Oh.
You know what I
boy.
did, Ian?
Don't do it, Gary. Don't do
You
it,
know
Gary.
what I did? You won't believe what I did.
I
What did
probably
you do?
will.
Yeah, I created a follower goal widget with a sub goal.
You know what?
Oh,
I think
My
I know what
God.
might actually.
my sample goal. Fantastic. Good job.
I think I actually might know what may fix my my issue here. Firefox is using a lot of memory right now, and so is Discord. So let me just end those processes real quick.
That
Let me
might
just
help.
nick those.
Ooh.
Done.
I think
Fixed.
I should look better now a little bit.
Now it says path to affiliate. Is that
Path
what
to
we're talking
fill at
about?
34 of 50. So,
Okay, cool. All right, well, let's get started on some topics.
Yeah.
What were we
Oh,
going to
yeah.
talk about first? Cool.
Wait, say what?
yo,
Oh, we have a
K
follower.
Gonzalez 124 for the follow.
You gotta
Holiday
have
to
a
be
light.
Woody.
Yeah, what's up with the lights?
They're delayed.
Oh, there they are.
I pushed the button, that's why.
Yeah, it's just about.
Oh,
Maybe like 10
Dang.
minutes later, they're gonna go.
They'll show up in like 5 minutes. Just give it a second.
All good. We'll figure that out later.
well, that
Well,
works.
that works.
Yeah, Orange works on
Yeah.
on
Maybe we need to set
demand.
up our follow.
Oh wow, did Gary finally get the lights up, yo? You finally get them set up and working?
Here, I'll kick it back to blue. Oh,
Oh, there goes the follow.
There goes the follow.
there's the
It
follow.
kicked on.
Yeah, yeah.
Nailed it.
Awesome. Well,
Today was the last day of school for our kids.
yeah.
We're excited. Not really. Well, we've already spent
wow,
time
you're
with them enough as it is.
Your kids were still in school? Dang.
Yeah, they were still
Well,
doing
virtual.
online classes, virtual classes.
Oh, okay, that makes
But
sense.
I'm not going to be getting 50 million emails and text messages from teachers every morning, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah.
How many of those did you reply to?
0.
Zero. Okay.
Zero, because I was still
so-
working at the job site, so I really didn't check my personal email until like 5 o'clock, so it was pointless.
Fair enough. So my girlfriend is a teacher, and she would send parents emails about like, "Hey, little Steve hasn't turned in any work for the last 4 weeks," and never get a reply. And then grades were due on Monday,
Oh,
and
wow.
suddenly all these teachers or all these parents are emailing about the grades, like, "What? I didn't know that
didn't
he was
know."
missing all these assignments. Can he still turn it in?" It's like, no, grades were
No.
due
Yeah.
Monday.
Yeah, well, we
Too
got
late.
lucky because our daughter, her teacher does Google Classroom, so everything that was emailed to me was put on Google Classroom, so she was aware of it. And so,
So that's
she
what
stayed
my
on top of
girlfriend
her
was
stuff
doing.
just like in college. It was all up to her.
I have a story about that from college. I just finished up my last semester, like last month, and dude, I had like two exams that I would have missed if I didn't have the coolest communications professor ever, bro. Because she was being so entertained about the whole Corona situation. I literally had to email her multiple times and be like, "Hey, I forgot about the time zone difference. Can a brother can you like?" Because the way we do our online schooling is that you have a allotted slot of time that you're allowed to take the test, that you're allowed to like log in and like
Right.
do the test. And I missed my time slot because I would either oversleep or I would forget about the time zone difference because the site didn't account for that. And I would be hitting up my teacher and be like, so you still gonna let me in that test? And she'd be like, "I got you." And I'm like, "Thank you."
That's pretty cool that she let you do that.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
awesome that she let you do that.
My Spanish teacher would not have let me do that. That woman did not like me, bro.
You should have emailed her in Spanish.
Bro, let me tell you how much my Spanish instructor hated my guts, bro. I showed up to that class before her on half the days. I got there on time every single day. And as a matter of fact, I was there before everyone else because my last class was in the same building. I have 4 tardies on the attendance sheet,
Oh my god.
even though I'm there
Even though you're
first
there.
every day. And I'm sitting here like, hold up, this is some bull crap. Let me talk to her real quick.
Oh
And
no.
so I went to talk to her, and I was like, okay, these are definitely not like how many times I have been tardy. And then she corrected it, but she left 2 of them on there. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna get anything else out of
She
her.
wasn't going to give it
That's
all
awesome.
to you.
Yeah. She did not like me, bro, because I was always talking in class.
Two
and it wasn't-
Blackboard is a bitch, by the way. Sorry,
Yeah,
chat.
Blackboard.
Blackboard is in fact really, really bad. Like we used Canvas for most of our stuff, but I had to use Blackboard for a couple classes last year, and I hated it because I hated having a separate system.
I graduated in 2012, and Blackboard was one of the only options for doing online stuff. It was that and one other e-learning thing that we had, and Blackboard was just the worst.
We had Brightspace. That's what I've been using for my online school.
I don't even know what that
actually love
is.
I've never even heard of that one.
I don't know
Brightspace?
what that one is.
It's amazing. It's really, really good. I like it.
Hashtag the Martins are old.
God, you're so mean.
Hey, I just graduated from college.
Yeah. It's alright. though.
Congrats.
You'll get there soon, Johnny. You'll get there soon.
Yeah, hopefully, man. Hopefully. I'm just hoping I can graduate on time at this point, man. With all this Corona junk going on. I don't know if I'm going to get enough credits next semester because I procrastinated to sign up for a certain class that I really want to take.
Oh,
We're gonna see how that one goes. I'm on that wait list. Hey.
Oh man. Hopefully somebody drops out.
Yeah.
Hey.
I mean, honestly, a bunch of people might because Corona is kind of clapping us right now,
Yeah.
low
Oh
key.
my god.
They're talking about.
Sarkana says congrats.
Oh, thank you.
Awesome. So, I know that we've got quite a few topics to cover today.
Let's start with the cybersecurity.
Yeah, so our first one, speaking of school, Virtual Cybersecurity School takes off for an upcoming summer. So I know you found this one, Scooby, right? So
Yep.
You want to tell us a little about it?
Well, it's basically it kind of goes on what's going on right now with the coronavirus. They started this cybersecurity school to teach middle schoolers and high schoolers how to find hackers and also how to fix security flaws, which is kind of cool for kids out there that really enjoy coding. So it's kind of like a crash course, and it's going to keep them active during the summer. And I think it's just something really positive for kids to be able to do.
Nice.
Yeah,
so is it just like a summer camp or?
It's actually a school-based program, so it's probably going to incorporate over time other all the other curriculums, not just cybersecurity.
I wish we had that junk when I was growing up. All my school taught me was home row keys. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I don't even use those things anymore. I don't even use them anymore. Like, I just deep. I'm like,
oh, don't tell me you hunt and peck. Come on.
Nah. But
He's gonna need 30 years old with his glasses trying to see. Where is this?
just going like this.
But so that's actually really cool because both Gary and I are in software development, and I like to approach things from a security standpoint. You know, like if security isn't the first thing on your mind, then I think you're screwed from the get-go because you will be taken down. Like, and it doesn't matter how small you think you are. It just takes some guy, one person to figure out like, oh, I can take all this down by just, DDoSing them, or oh, this is really easy to get through their authentication, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that and give myself super admin rights and steal all this information. In fact, it's the smaller companies that are more at risk because they don't usually have the security there. So like just teaching all these kids, if they're going to go to software development, the security behind it, like I think that's super important.
Did you, 100%. Since you guys are experienced with this type of stuff, did you guys hear about the situation with that game that Riot Games released called Valorant, where it had an anti-cheat that basically had like level 5 access to your PC, like the moment the game started up? That was looking really sketch to some people.
Yeah, 2 episodes ago we talked about
because it was like one person could get access to that and like mess your whole, like just have all your stuff.
I think it was episode 3 or 4. We talked about Vanguard. And, about what we thought about it, what other people thought about it. But like speaking to the fact security. Of what Ian was saying is the whole security thing, like the simplest thing, right? Password reuse. That's the worst, right? If you decide that you want to use a simple password, it's super easy to hack. And for example, we've had a guy come to our office, a few companies I worked back, and showed up and was like, hey, look, here's all the passwords of all your employees that I found on the internet. And dude, some of mine were in there, and they weren't passwords I was currently using. They were old passwords because I reset my password every 3 months because I'm in that world. But they're legit. I recognize the passwords. They were passwords I used in high school for a lot of things. And I literally came home and was like, yo, if we got anything using these passwords, we need to reset those passwords now.
Yeah, we did.
Now we use password managers. Like we just had a discussion about this 2 days ago at the office, or on our online meeting because we're not going to the office, but about making sure that you use strong passwords and not having passwords that you share. Nothing that you can memorize. If it's memorable, it's easy to hack. And the length of the password is what matters. You can have multiple letters and numbers and everything like that, but if it's only 4 characters, it's almost instantaneously hacked.
One thing that worries me is all that stuff that like all those, like I know they say have an ad blocker, but one thing that worries me is all those pop-ups and things that kind of show up, because even on places like YouTube, they're freaking everywhere, and there's stuff like that's definitely not legit that's advertising, oh, get Minecraft free and all this junk. Like I said, this stuff is on legit sites too, like YouTube and junk like that, and it kind of concerns me because like little kids and like people that are a bit older, they're not going to recognize that stuff. They're going to click on something and think that they're signing into something that's like the real property, but it's not. And then that's, how you get your stuff. I got a buddy that's studying cybersecurity, and he was talking about that the other day. Like sometimes the way that people get your real Amazon password might be that they trick you into signing into a fake Amazon site, and they just have all your information from there.
Yeah.
So you have to double check the URLs when you log in.
Make sure it's a secure site.
Yeah, and sometimes, man, they make that URL look so good. Like you look at it, just a quick look, and you're like, oh yeah, that's fine. And then you look at it closer and you're like, wait a minute, that's not an L, that's an I. And it just like at a quick glance you wouldn't have noticed. But then yeah, it's like things like that. But then also, it's not just stuff like that, but like the big DDoS attack that hit Amazon's their Azure. I can't think of the AWS.
AWS.
It hit AWS, took out 90% of the internet, and it was through DVRs and IoT devices that just did not have good security, and they used them to DDoS Amazon's web servers.
Yep.
And yeah, and like just simple things.
So-
you would think that these companies would put some kind of security in there, but no, it's just like, oh, look at that, I've got a Wi-Fi signal from a camera, let me just connect to it. Oh wow, there is no
Yep.
password, let me take over this entire network.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
Actually,
I
I used to
don't
steal Wi-Fi
dabble-
from my neighbor when I was a kid.
Yeah, so I don't
didn't have a
dabble
password.
in DDoSing stuff anymore, but I'm not gonna say I've done it maliciously. I've done it more to see if I could, and it's actually super easy to do. It's super easy to spin up a bunch of servers, super easy to take over a bunch of computers and have a whole farm of computers to use.
Yeah.
So gonna go down chat real quick. K Gonzalez, Katie said that don't be trying to hack my passwords. I won't, I promise. Scoot says once the passwords are in the library, it's over. It's a fact. Once they're in the library, that password is scrubbed for the rest of your life.
Yep.
Don't ever use it
Yeah.
on anything. I gotta
Yeah.
learn how to deal with that stuff, considering I'll more than likely work with classified projects in the future. So Sarker knows classified projects have a whole different level of security to them.
Yeah, I
tell
can't
you.
even
Yeah.
imagine. We were trying to
Been
get
there.
SOC 2, and like I was doing the net admin stuff and the security stuff for the company that I was working for. And a big thing is you have to be careful of even which extensions you use in your browser, because the extension can see everything that you enter into the page, all of the information. So it can steal your passwords, it can steal your social security number, any information that you put onto a page or display on a page. Extensions can see that information, so
Yep.
you have to be super careful about what you're using.
Yep. And if it's
Me and
free,
me and
If it's a
Sarkonos
free-
actually know a dude that DDoSed himself when he was like 14, 15. He was like messing with that stuff, and he shut his own internet down.
oh my
God.
gosh. Oh,
Sark,
wrong
Lord.
IP.
you remember that?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, Sark,
Call him
Sark
out.
probably knows what I'm talking about. But yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean it's a wild world.
But I think with upcoming technology, that's what makes this program so cool. Originally, the program started as an effort that was funded by the UK government. So the government in the UK actually wanted to teach younger children about cybersecurity, seeing the future, the potential of the job market growing. And that's kind of where it started from, with a US-based company named SANS, the SANS Institute.
Uh-huh.
So that's who they partnered up with, and they, want to make it more accessible worldwide.
Yeah, I mean we got to get the kids nowadays thinking about security. I know we always tell our kids, but we're in that world, right? So
Right.
we knew to tell them like, hey, make sure you don't click on things. Make sure you don't install stuff you don't know what it is. If you want to install something, come talk to me first. Let me look at it. Let me look into it. Make sure it's safe.
The days of floppy disks are over.
Yeah. Yeah.
So our kids are going to be stuck in technology 24/7.
Well,
I mean,
and
that's
now
what
it's
they
getting
rely
to the
on.
point. Yeah, and it's getting to the point where they're making computers with these small hard drives that require you to have online storage.
Right.
And so it's like,
Yeah.
cool. Now I have a small hard drive, and I gotta store all my stuff on the internet, and I have to have web access
Well, that's
and
Basically
password
what a Chromebook
access.
is. So
That's what Chromebooks are. Yeah.
Exactly.
yeah.
And so like my
So-
daughter for school next year, she requires a Chromebook, so we had to buy her a Chromebook for school because all her books and everything are on the Chromebook.
And that's kind of like what we were talking about with Amazon, about releasing a Crucible and their giant push in the gaming industry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
I don't mess
now
with
they're
that, bro.
doing cloud-based gaming, where you can basically play that game from any device.
Like Google Stadia.
Yeah.
Google Stadia
Stadia,
is a scam, by the way. Don't buy it. Do not mess with that stuff.
Oh
like,
man, I've heard so many good things about
Dude-
Google Stadia.
dude,
though.
it's a scam, bro. I'm telling you.
Mm,
The thing is, like, the strength of internet that you have to have in order for Google Stadia to run consistently is higher than the average person even has. It's ridiculous. It's like
it's
I think
it's okay.
30 to 60.
That's
Is it
okay.
30 or
It just
60?
means that you got to live in a strong internet society for that. to work.
Yeah.
But there
I
are
mean,
people that have conducted tests on it though, and like
to be
even
an
people
elite,
with
Johnny.
very good internet speeds still experience a very high amount of input lag, which
Well,
for certain
yeah.
games is worse than others. But it means if you're a type of person that wants to play like a platformer like Celeste that requires you to have like a good amount of control, or if you wanted to play a fighting game, especially like I enjoy playing a lot, you're really not going to be able to do it. Like those types of games are nigh unplayable on the Stadia. And at the end of the day, you also have the problem where you do not own the game. If your
Here's-
service runs out, if you don't pay that $10 a month, where do all those $60 games? Because you still pay full price for the games too.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I just don't
mean,
trust it.
That's kind of shady.
That is different, but I think what Amazon's doing is a little different. And that's one of our topics about Amazon, making a move into the gaming world with a game like Crucible, which has been very popular lately on Twitch. I played alpha. I got in super early. I wasn't a huge fan of it. But
is it
I have
similar
played
to?
the game.
Games. I know Johnny's
I have
been
played the
playing
game
it.
since it came out. I can't hear you guys at the moment.
You can't hear us at all?
Oh, I can hear you now. Y'all weren't saying anything.
Okay.
My bad. But I played it on Steam since it's been out, and it's kind of lukewarm to me. Like it's got potential. I think it's got a chance. I think it needs more characters, and I think it definitely needs like deeper mechanics, and it needs some things added to it. But they are pretty actively trying to like fix issues with the game. I respect the fact that they launched it from home. The devs like launched all this stuff from home, so I was like, you know what, there's gonna be problems, but I think the core game, it definitely, I feel like they probably could have done a little bit more with it. Like there could be more there.
I mean, we did a lot of testing. I mean, I was in every email notification, Discord notification for every playtest that there was, and there was a ton. Like it was so many playtests. The thing is that a lot of people couldn't get into it. A lot of people that were in the playtest couldn't get into the game.
Mm-hmm.
There was a handful of people that got really dedicated to it. And they were devoted to it, and it was wild because I came from the PUBG world, where Ian was at too, and it was cool though to go into that playtest and see some familiar names in there of people that I've worked with in the PUBG world. So that was cool, but I think the move that games are going to the cloud is going to be a thing, like because who wants a 50 gig update every week for a game, right? And so you want to keep this game that you paid $80 for or $100 for, but do you really want to store all 300 gigs of it on your hard drive? Like,
You've got a point.
and so
Yeah.
if you
Makes it hard
don't
to play.
yeah, and so what Stadia is doing, and what I think Amazon's going to move towards, is moving towards these cloud-based games. And what you do is you force it, and what does that do? That forces the infrastructure to grow, forces everything to improve, because people are going to start complaining. Why isn't this working? Why isn't that working? And then so internet companies are going to go, oh, you play on the cloud-based gaming? Our internet's better. Come to us. We've just upgraded all of our lines to fiber. We can get you a gig up, gig down connection.
Call me a gaming boomer, man, but I don't like all this sending stuff to the cloud, dude. I really
It's a
don't.
conspiracy.
I think I don't know. Like I think it's a good thing, but there's just something about like ever since I was a kid, I grew up with games. There's something about being able to like hold something in your hands and having something that you can like control. You know where that disc is. You know that you bought it. Even like downloading games, you know where that file is. Like whatever you want to do, like you have it there. It's contained.
Right.
And I don't know. Like I think it's gonna be a good thing for like gaming and for people, but I also do feel like there's a chance that it could ostracize anybody who doesn't have that level of internet access, and that's what I'm kind of concerned
you're
about.
100% the PS2 type of gamer. I want the disc in my hand. I want to be able
Dude,
to
I
play
still
the
buy
game.
discs. I still
Man.
sometimes buy discs, bro. I don't
The
even
only
download
reason I bought a game, I bought the disc of a game recently, the hard copy of a game, only because it was MLB The Show 20, because it had my favorite baseball player on it, Javier Baez, and I was like, all right, I gotta get that, dude, because I love Baez, and the fact that he's on the cover of the game and everything, I'm just
Nice.
like, yep, I'm buying that.
But I mean, if
I
you
mean,
think
that
about
makes
it,
sense.
he makes a point though.
Yeah.
What about people that live in rural areas, other states where they don't have fiber internet? I mean, there's a lot of our friends that live in rural areas that their internet goes out constantly. They're not going to be able to play.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
basically eliminating them from the possibility of being able to enjoy it as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. It's and that's what sucks. Is it's
There you
gonna
go.
So if you're like me and you have college internet, guys, think of old Johnny here. All right, I got college internet.
Yo,
Ooh.
hold
Hey,
on, man.
I heard that college
we had
internet's pretty strong.
We had
so.
T1 lines at A&M when I went there. So I mean, I had faster internet in college than I ever experienced in my life.
So
I
that's going to
do
become
have
a
faster
selling point for
internet.
colleges. Come
Yeah.
to
I
our
do
college,
actually
we
have
have
faster
T1
internet
lines.
at college than I did at home. Than I used to have at home. Until my parents switched to like Comcast, I believe my internet at college was faster than my internet at home.
Yo,
I had
don't
dial-up growing
don't
up,
talk
y'all
about
had nothing.
Comcast in a good light. Come on, come on.
I
Could
mean,
you
I'm
imagine?
sorry, man, but like what in our area, I don't know if it was our area coverage or whatever, but Uverse just wasn't doing it. When we switched to Comcast, like I started getting better downloads. It is what it is.
You know what I'm
Like,
saying though? Is like, could you imagine that?
I don't mess with Comcast.
So I chose
like, this is not sponsored.
College X because they had gig internet.
You know that our daughter's going to choose college based on the internet access.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I switched
As
from
much as she games,
from
you know she's going
Comcast
to
to a
pick
different
it.
provider.
Hey, I gotta have
They
my
offered
memes, bro.
gigabit internet with no data cap, and so I was like, "Yep, count me in."
Yeah.
I gotta have my memes, man. I got to do it. I got to do it. I'm of that generation. I always think that it's funny that I'm old enough to have experienced dial-up internet, but like just barely.
I mean, speaking of new stuff, did any of you guys get to play any of the Minecraft dungeons?
Nah,
I've
dude,
been
I'm
wanting
so not
to.
into
I keep trying to convince Sark to buy it, so I have an excuse to get it. Because that type of game is like Diablo and junk like that. I know I'm not gonna play it if I don't have someone to play it with. I'm not playing that game by myself. So I've been spending like the last week trying to convince members of my friend group to dump money on it. But I do think it looks pretty good. I've seen a good amount of gameplay on it. It's pretty much Diablo with a Minecraft skin.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty much exactly what it is. It's Diablo with a Minecraft skin, which I'm fine with. It looks like it plays good.
Yo, so Katie said internet wasn't even an issue for some good old duck hunt.
That's true.
Yeah, it was never an issue when you
Love
played some
Duck
duck
Hunt.
hunt, dude.
Did you know Duck Hunt's one of the best-selling video games of all time?
I believe it.
It's like in the
I
top
believe
10.
it.
Yeah.
Simply
Why do you
because
think
it was bundled with.
Why do you
it was
think the
bundled
new
with Super
VR,
Mario.
the new VR duck hunt's so popular too?
It
There's
was
a VR
bundled with
duck
the
hunt.
Nintendo.
Oh yeah.
Was it the NES?
Sarkana said you won't shut up. Just gonna drop
I
it
don't
there.
My issue.
He said he warned me. He warned me.
Sark knows that I know where he lives. It's all right. As soon as this quarantine is over, I got you. All right.
You show up at his house with some Sonic.
I will show up to his house and blast Sonic music. You know, like that episode of Regular Show where Rigby stands outside of the freaking thing on top of the car.
Oh my
It's gonna be
God.
me outside of Bryce's house, just with the boombox, just playing Sonic music.
Yep.
Yeah, I do feel though that Minecraft Dungeons did look very much like a blocky style Diablo. For
I
sure.
think that's cool because
I
that's
think
what
it was-
we used to play as Diablo all the time.
Yeah,
that's,
I think
we
it was
played that
super
before World
cool.
of Warcraft.
I haven't got a
That's
chance
what
to
it's
play
supposed
it,
to be
but I do
inspired
wanna-
by.
Yeah, I haven't got a chance to play it either, but I do want to check it out. I know we do have a Minecraft server.
We do.
Minecraft.tunersedge.com is the server. So, and then let's see. So, yo, did it happen today? No, it's tomorrow.
No, it's tomorrow. They're doing the launch.
Tomorrow is the NASA launch, dude.
Yep.
They scrubbed it
Did
yesterday.
they scrub it already for tomorrow?
No, for yesterday they scrubbed it because it was supposed to be yesterday, right?
Yes.
And they scrubbed it due to weather.
Yes.
It was
they
yesterday or
scrubbed
the
it
day
due to
before?
weather. Yep. Yeah, they scrubbed the launch due to weather. I know NASA's been doing some big things. Those suits, I thought those suits were insane.
Those suits were awesome.
The suits
They were so cool,
good
man.
looking. I was like, man. The suits are really good. What else? I mean, I thought the whole kind of like video was really good. The SpaceX, the SpaceX. What are you going to call that?
I like the preview that they did, where they just kind of talked about NASA fun facts, and this is the first time since 2011 that astronauts are going to be going back into space, and this kind of format. I mean, I thought that was pretty cool too. Just getting kind of like the background of it.
They weren't using the Falcon Heavy, were they? That wasn't the Falcon Heavy on that launch.
No, they're not using
No.
the Falcon Heavy. They're just using the Falcon
The single
launch
one.
system.
Yeah.
Yeah, the single launch system. So it's basically the same system that they're using to take astronauts or not astronauts, but cargo to the ISS.
Right.
So yeah, and this is the first use of the Dragon capsule, which is their
Yes.
crewed capsule.
Dude,
So
I loved
normally
it.
they have like just a cargo capsule.
I loved the Dragon capsule. I loved the fact that it had like all those touchscreens in there. It just looks so 21st century.
Dude,
I love how
it looks
they
so
upgraded
modern.
The walkway,
It was like something out of a sci-fi movie. It was so
That's
cool.
what they're going for.
I
Though,
was
you
like
know?
a little kid in a candy
Yeah.
store watching that, dude. I was like,
That's
this
Dude,
is
it was
my-
so cool.
dude.
You're
And then,
looking
like,
at it. There weren't even like real windows. They were basically digital, just projections of
Yeah.
what was outside the capsule. It
Yeah.
was pretty cool.
I was 100% like looking at NASA jobs that day. I was like,
Yeah,
I need a
right?
job. How do I become an astronaut? I'm gonna go fly to space. Let's
I
go.
want to be an astronaut.
And so that was kind of the thing they talked about too, was like, how can we get our kids thinking more about being astronauts again, and more of like, like it was while we were growing up, right? Well, at least when I was.
You send
growing up,
people
I
to
remember-
Mars, bro.
Dude, I remember when I was growing up, like I was like, yo, I want to be an astronaut.
I wanted to be a
So,
veterinarian.
Yeah.
Did not want to be an astronaut.
Yeah, I mean, but I even got a few. I remember when they were speaking of Mars. I remember they were having some things about printing out your Mars boarding passes, and I
Yeah.
printed some out for me and the kids and everybody. I was like, look, we're going to Mars, guys. That was fun. But yeah, I mean, I thought that was really cool. And then, so Tammy found this article about the detective aboard the NASA's Perseverance rover. Did I say
Yes.
that right? Yeah. So, was this a rover on Mars? I think
It's a rover
this
that's
one.
actually on Mars,
Uh-huh.
and it actually has an arm on, like an attachment on the robotic arm that's called the Sherlock. And that instrument basically hunts for grain-sized pieces of sand and different minerals. And then the camera, also called the Watson, so you got Sherlock and Watson,
Mm-hmm.
is taking photos of all these rocks and minerals and trying to identify carbon-based, molecules
and such.
that are on the planet.
That's cool.
Just kind of make
That's-
it
I do
easier for us
believe,
when we get there.
My in the line of extraterrestrial and things like that, there was some recent information that got declassified from the CIA that actually talks about a bunch of that stuff. And there's a bunch of like things that have been pretty much like they opened the lid on like a bunch of things that we've reported and we've discovered over the years, like certain UFOs and things like that actually did exist, and they don't belong to any country. There's no like known like existence of these things that we've been finding, and there's a link to the CIA's website and I have it, but
Awesome.
the possibility of like other life is pretty much like really kind of getting excited, because we're actually kind of getting evidence for it now,
Right.
Yeah.
or at least we're getting like possible like things that lead up to it now. And I believe there was something in there about Mars, but I don't want to say what it was because I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't completely remember. But
So, when did they
Yeah.
launch Perseverance? Because I remember it was a big deal when Curiosity landed on Mars, and the way they got it on the surface, everything. It took 3 years from launch to landing, or something like that.
It's actually
I think it was
gonna
around
touch
that amount of
down
time.
February 18th of 2021 is when it's going to touch down.
So yeah.
Oh, so it hasn't touched down yet.
Not
Okay,
yet.
because I was looking at this, and I mean, I was like looking at the rover, like it looks a lot like Curiosity, and I just don't remember hearing anything about it landing. But okay, that makes more sense. That explains why.
Yep.
Okay,
Go
because I
Go
I
ahead.
remember that moment after Curiosity went around to the other side of Mars, and we lost connection with it for a little bit, and it was kind of that dead zone where
Yep.
it had to do its own thing, and hopefully everything worked well, and then we had to wait for it to reconnect to the satellites and get signal again, and it's just like, did it land? Did it do
Yes.
it? Did it?
Yeah,
Is it
it was a
okay?
nail-biter.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
So-
I do want to go ahead and announce that we're going to do a giveaway. I'm gonna start this giveaway now. If you guys are in chat,
Are you gonna post it up on the screen? What it looks like?
yeah. So we are going to give away another mug. If you don't
I
have
love
one of
that
these
mug.
mugs, you should get one. They're really cool.
If you can find it.
Let's see.
I don't know where you put it.
Where did I put it?
I don't know.
I probably
Come on,
deleted
Where
it.
did you put it?
Where'd it go? It's a really cool mug.
It
It's
is
a
a
little
cool mug.
tumbler, so you can use it with hot or cold drinks, which is kind of cool.
Yep.
There it is.
So here we go.
So is it like a little
It's over
rocks
my
glass,
face.
but a tumbler?
Oh, let me move it down.
Oh damn.
There's
we
the
go.
mug, guys. So that's the mug we're about to give away.
Oh, nice.
Wait, so Scoon said it should launch mid-July or early August, is what he said.
That is a nice mug.
So it is a stainless steel mug, and
It's got our faces on it.
yeah. Let me go ahead and purchase this for y'all, so y'all can enter the drawing for it.
I've always wanted a mug with Gary's face on it, bro. I just never told
Telling you.
anybody.
I knew you did. I knew you did.
Yeah.
Man crush.
Yeah.
So yeah, the raffle is live! Exclamation raffle. We also need to drop
Oh,
this
my drink's
on Twitter. Do we need to go get some refills? We need to take
Sad
a break for
news.
some refills.
I can go get us some refills.
Yeah, let's go.
So you're gonna tweet it.
I am tweeting it right now.
Here on the Twitter.
I will be right back.
All right, we're gonna. he's gonna go get him a drink, I think, guys.
Yep.
When are the boxers coming out? Yo, we need some boxers.
I have a T-shirt.
Y'all are
design,
getting boxers now.
But I don't have any boxers. I mean, we could. Just put D, you know.
I'm just sitting here thinking about possible alternative names for this stream.
Like what? Martinis with the Martins.
Martinis, yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of.
So
We don't drink martinis. That's why we
Um,
didn't do that one.
I think if you look at it's on there somewhere. If you look at our schedule or
Man,
something like that. I
Gary's
think it
right. I
says it.
definitely need a new webcam. I'm gonna start working on that. I'm gonna actually start working on that. It's like bothering me looking at my own face.
Oh my gosh.
Katie
we
asked, "How do you use exclamation raffle?"
So you just type exclamation raffle with nothing else in front of it. So
So just exclamation raffle, nothing else, and
In
it
front.
should enter you to win.
yeah.
Okay.
So give it a shot and see if it works.
There we go,
Boom.
yeah.
Hey, look at that.
Let's go.
Do you want me to go make you another drink?
I'll definitely take another drink.
Alright.
Yeah.
Come on, you're not done yet? Jeez.
I'm trying to
Never
chug
seen
it.
that drink. I remember my first mule.
Don't chug it.
What?
It was almost empty.
That's
I just pretty much got all watermelon. All right, cool. So I
Watermelon.
am going to drop this tweet in chat. If you guys could do a huge favor and go and retweet that, that'd be amazing.
I shake and quiver at the sound of thunder, but I got watermelons to ease my slumber.
Oh man. Yo, did you see Hazard? Did you see my Instagram? My Instagram post of all that G Fuel, bro.
Dude, I hardly ever check Instagram, so no, I did not.
Facts. Actually, I check Instagram a lot. I just don't do anything on Instagram ever.
I don't even like scroll through it, dude. So are you sponsored by G Fuel? Is that what's
Man,
going on?
dude.
Oh yeah, it's Tanner. Big
Trying to
sponsor?
get it. Trying to get it. I'm trying to get that discount code.
Hey man, they just dropped freaking Daniel Keem. So I mean, you got that chance. They probably
So
heard.
they got a spot open now. Yeah. Let's go.
That's spot.
Oh my god.
I hate when I go on somebody's stream and they're like, exclamation mark G Fuel, and then they got like all the G Fuel stacked behind them, and they're like, G Fuel, yeah, G Fuel, G Fuel. I'm just like, dude, are you serious? Like,
You almost choked on your drink, bro.
I did that on purpose. You
gotta be careful with all that
I
G
was,
Fuel.
Careful now.
It was all
I'm
part of
actually-
the show. It was all part of the show.
I've actually never had G Fuel.
Coke Energy. Yo, what was that energy drink back in the day? I know you know it, Huzzah.
Surge.
Surge.
Surge Cola.
Who
It
remembers
was like Mountain Dew
Surge,
with
dude?
extra energy.
Yo, have you guys ever had Big Blue? It tastes like freaking. It's just a soda that tastes like cotton candy. Legit.
Nope.
Cotton
Like
candy.
it's like Big Red. Big Red, Big Blue are
yes.
like the same thing,
I do remember
but
that
they're
one.
different colors. They
Now-
taste really good.
I drink Bang.
Oh my
Bang
God.
is amazing.
I drink a
I can't get
lot
behind
of
Bang.
Body Armor. I don't drink a lot of soda anymore. I started drinking like Juicy Juice and like Body Armor, and that's it.
Juicy Juice. Oh
I drink
boy.
Juice, dude.
Look
It's
out.
good. It's
This
good
man's
juice.
an
man.
adult.
I am indeed, and I have Gogurt in the freaking fridge right now. I can go get out a tube right now.
Oh,
Go
man.
time.
It's cheap and it gives me my
Jolt
daily
Cola. I
intake
do
of
remember
calcium.
Jolt. I'm pretty sure Jolt Cola had like some famous quarterback at the time, like drink a Jolt, and he was in his backyard with a football and just like threw
I'm willing to
that
bet it was
thing.
Am Manning.
I don't remember who
I
it
am
was,
willing to bet it was
I don't
Peyton
think
Manning.
so.
but just like threw that ball out of the neighborhood. I'm trying to remember. I can't, but I remember an ad along those lines. It might have even just been some regular Joe throwing the ball.
Regular.
Was it the Super Bowl one? I think they had a Super Bowl ad. I think. Thank you.
It might have been a Super Bowl one. In like
2008.
2008, 2007,
2008.
somewhere around there. I don't know,
I don't know why, but that just feels like so long ago.
dude. Because it was 12 years ago, man. It was over a decade ago.
That's crazy.
Dang. Hashtag the Martins are old. We need to start that hashtag. That needs to be a thing.
I'm about to boot this guy.
What do you call the shape of Italy?
Stop, dude.
Whenever I'm in a gaming lobby with the boys, dude, and when there's this guy that joins, like some squeaker or something, and he's being annoying, the code word for I'm about to kick this man is, hey guys, so do we give him the shape of Italy?
So what do you guys think? Do you guys think, there we go, hashtag Johnny's a child. There we go.
There you go.
Dang,
That's
I can
the
get behind that one.
I have been exposed.
Children.
I am the youngest one here, though, so I guess if anybody gets it, it only makes sense if it will follow
Scoon
me.
started hashtag Johnny is a child.
Oh, is that trending?
We're about to make it trending on Twitter.
All right.
Um,
I had to kick it old school and get me a White Claw.
Oh gosh. Okay, so let's talk about that real fast. Hard seltzers. Have you guys ever heard of Oscar Blues Brewery?
No, I have not.
Okay, they have some really good beer, but they apparently put out a line of hard seltzer or similar type thing, and two of their flavors taste like Oikos like berry yogurt, and then one of their flavors tastes like freaking Flintstone vitamins.
Wow.
Make
Yo,
one
I
like
remember
Fruit Loops,
those.
I'm sold.
Gross.
Is it
They're
that
called
bad?
Wild Basin is the brand name.
You're gonna have to
They're
buy
terrible.
some for the
Don't
next
drink 'em.
episode. Maybe we can start doing that, like buying a new drink to drink every Friday. That could be bad though.
Then it'll
Nah.
be a drunken
Do it.
episode every single time.
All three of us have to buy the same drink to try it. and
I
make
tried
our
a new
review.
beer tonight called Florida Cracker. It's a Belgian style white ale
Oh my God.
with coriander and orange peel.
Florida Cracker is a white ale.
Oh, makes such sense.
Deep thoughts going on here.
What the hell?
There you go.
My
There's the can.
God.
Does anybody remember Jolt? I remember Jolt. We had Jolt. We also had a Surge vending
Mhm.
machine at my high school.
That's what we were talking about. He
talking
was
about
saying that he
Surge.
thinks he remembers a Jolt commercial with like a quarterback throwing the ball.
Yes.
And I was like, I vaguely
See?
remember that. I just
He
can't.
was like
Was
in a
it John
backyard.
Elway?
Was it John Elway?
What?
Ooh,
Was
Was
it?
it
It
John
might have been
Elway?
Elway.
I think it was.
Because John Elway did all the Nerf commercials around the
Right.
same time for the Nerf footballs.
It's
It
Nerf
might have been. It
or
might have been
nothing.
Elway.
I'm old enough to know who the hell John Elway
Johnny
is.
doesn't know who Elway is. Johnny's
I do
like,
not know who
I don't
Elway
know
is.
who
I'm
this
sorry.
guy
John
is.
Elway is a
Man.
legend.
Man, if you didn't see a John Elway Nerf commercial, then you are young. That's just
I
how
might
it
know
is.
who he like. I might have seen it before, but I don't know the guy by name. It's like I know who Billy Mays is. Does that count? Like,
No,
like
I
it
mean-
comes to that?
That counts.
Billy Mays, the boy.
He died like three or 4 years
Yeah.
ago. So
Yeah, that was
like,
unfortunate.
that was kind of a resurgence of his.
Now, if Phil from Flex Tape passes away, that's gonna be a real tragedy. Like I will actually like have
Well,
to
what's
drive
his
out
name?
to that.
Slap Chop. Did Slap Chop do
Slap and
pass
Chop?
away?
No, I don't think so.
I thought
If he did, he probably OD'd on something.
But wait, there's more.
It's a slap and chop.
Bruh.
But wait. All right, guys. There's 20 minutes left in the giveaway. So, do you guys think that this launch is gonna happen tomorrow?
No.
I mean,
I know Florida. No.
they're saying the weather's getting rough again.
She's just not convinced.
No.
Yeah.
Florida is just as bad as Texas. You blink and the weather changes.
It's true,
You know,
That's how
there's already
Tennessee
storms
is.
there.
So
but Texas
Yeah.
is still better than Florida. Just to put that on the record.
Well, Florida's got all the crazy people, so yes.
Yeah.
Florida man.
I'll make sure and
Freaking-
clip this later for Dano.
Hey, Dano,
Me and
people
Dano.
from Florida are crazy.
Yep.
Like
Agreed.
certifiable.
Florida man sews his toes shut to have webbed feet or something. Right.
Dude, yeah, those are the worst. Those are the worst Googles. Don't do it. Don't do it,
Oh,
guys.
speaking of cool things, I actually, you know, I had that meeting with the owners for work or whatever on Thursday, and I was talking to the architect, and you will never guess who his neighbor is.
Who?
Who's his neighbor?
Jose
Dr.
Altuve.
Disrespect
Oh my word.
Dr. Disrespect is his neighbor.
is his neighbor. Because I
No
was
way.
telling him about, you know, our podcast, and he goes, oh, you know, my neighbor does something like a podcast, but he's always wearing this weird hair and these weird glasses. And I go, are you serious? He goes, yeah. I was like, by any chance is it this guy? And I showed him Dr. Disrespect. He goes, that's my
crazy.
neighbor. I was like, I hate you. I hate you.
One
Can
of
I come
my-
to your house? I hate you.
Oh my god.
One of my
yeah.
gaming buddies, apparently her and her brother went to like the same
Why am I
high
hearing
school.
a really bad echo? Wait,
There's
hold
a-
on.
Echo.
There's a really bad echo coming from
Yeah.
me and Johnny.
Yeah,
What did you do, Gary?
I did nothing.
that means it's Gary's fault.
Yeah.
Always.
If it's
Obviously.
both of us, that means it's Gary's fault. It's
You
gone
hear an
now.
echo now?
It's gone. Yeah, we're
It's gone
good.
now.
What did you touch?
But,
Something was unmuted up the top. I really
You
muted it.
just did it. It was the desktop audio.
I unmuted it?
Yes,
When?
just now. Because it was lit up.
You
and
fool!
now it's
It
not
was lit up. I
anymore.
saw it lit up. And that's what turned it
I mean,
off.
you're the only person that has a
Oh
mouse.
my gosh. Technical difficulties.
Every time. That wouldn't be our podcast if we didn't have them.
I mean, I
that's
can't
true.
talk. My
Dang,
my
and Johnny
webcam's
called
like
us
10
out on
frames
it
per
real
second.
quick too. Couldn't just slip in the message. Hey, there's an echo.
Can
He's
confirm.
just like straight up, yo, there's an echo.
No.
Can confirm that he said he can confirm that crazy people live in Florida.
Oh yeah. The
The
Florida
launch will happen
Florida Man
Sunday.
subreddit is a good time.
Florida man subreddit.
Florida man. Florida
Yeah, but
man.
apparently one of my Moist Critical, you guys know who he is?
Why it's critical.
Moist Critical. He's
No.
a pretty big streamer on here, but apparently one of my my gaming buddies used to go to like her brother used to go to like college with him, like went to the same college as him.
Nice.
So that's it.
Nice.
Nice.
Let's
So
try to get him on
Scoon
a stream.
says that Elon is gonna press the launch button on Sunday after the scrub on Saturday.
I honestly feel like
Accidentally.
Elon Musk would do some stuff like that. Elon
Did
Musk
you
would-
guys hear
His
that
payout?
Elon Musk and Grimes changed the name of their kid from whatever weird shit it was? They're changing the name of it's pronounced Kyle. They're changing it
Are you
to
kidding
something
me?
else. I didn't see what, but
They're changing it
It's
again.
no longer gonna
Like,
be-
This is from last
They-
week.
We talked about it on Monday.
yeah,
How he
yeah.
took the 12
Oh,
off
okay.
and made it a Roman numeral with the V and the
Oh.
I's, so you know.
Oh.
And now he's changing it again. I
All
mean,
right,
I
you know
wouldn't
what?
doubt it.
As somebody who has
I don't know. I
fourth,
wasn't here on Monday.
as someone who has fourth in their name as a legitimate Roman numeral, I take offense to this. He is freaking assimilating my culture, and I don't agree with it. This is assimilation.
Just lay down the
Like,
law with him.
Oh man, should we bring up that you're half royalty, Johnny?
Wait, what? This is news to me. Like, I want my freaking reimbursements from that stuff. Then, like, dang, I shouldn't be living as broke as I am if I'm part royalty. Like, daggum.
Because when we were talking about your last name, you're like, yo,
Yeah,
we ain't that fancy.
because there are some people that like to pronounce it a certain way.
Oh God, please, he better not be royalty. Sorry, I said that.
What? What, Bryce? You got something to say? You got something to say, sucker?
He's calling you out.
The king,
Calling you out by name.
King the Flash, dude. That's your new
King the
gamer tag.
Flash.
Why did you not do that?
What is that? I
King
don't know.
the
Like,
Flash.
okay,
He's
so
He's even wearing a Flash T-shirt. Like, come on.
my username comes from when. Oh yeah, this was like completely unplanned, by the way. But my username pretty much comes from like a combination of my name and like what I thought would be catchy, which is Johnny. Like, no one called me Johnny until I made this name up. And then the Flash is part of my old gamer tag, which was Flash Hedgehog, because when I was like 14, I had a character named Flash the Hedgehog because I was one of those guys. I was like, I just like that was how I got into art. I just drew Sonic characters, and so I combined the two things of that, and it became Johnny the Flash, and that's how I got my name.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I will not discuss how I got my name.
Cool.
Ruby, Ruby, Ruby.
Exactly.
Raggy.
It involves a plant. But anyway.
He's
At least it
obsessed
doesn't
with
involve a
speed.
cannabis plant.
He's obsessed with speed, but in real life he's slow.
Bryce, I'm faster than you. We were
Gotta
literally
go fast.
raced
Faster than
like
you.
at any point in time.
All right, so what's this about 5G BioShield radiation protection and devices?
Oh wait, no, I gotta.
You basically have a
I've
force
been waiting
field
for this
around you.
one.
Shit.
Yeah.
Now the force is with you.
I know Ian's been waiting for this one. Ian's
Oh
really
my
excited.
gosh, I
Force
saw this the other
be
day and I
with you.
laughed so hard that people bought into this thing, man.
No.
It's 128 megabyte. 128 megabyte flash drive that they're selling as a 5G BioShield for
Yep.
what, like $600 or $400 or some ridiculous
Yeah,
amount?
350.
$350.
Yeah,
$350. Dude, I can go to freaking Micro Center and buy like 10 gig flash drives for $3 each.
So,
Man,
My
just
mother-
let
But
me.
it doesn't give
Oh,
you
I
a
thought they're stealing
BioShield.
people's information when people are dumb enough to believe stuff like this.
But does
Like,
it give you a
honestly.
BioShield?
it doesn't give you a sense of security.
You know what? I will I will go buy a 3D printer, print custom little shells for those flash drives and sell them to people, because at least they're getting a couple gigs of storage once they find out that it's not worth anything and it's not protecting them for 5G. 128 megs? What are you going to put on there? A PDF? Come on!
Yo, I love the fact that
You actually can't even fit a PDF on there, especially one that's not
No.
like perfectly optimized. There are some beefy PDFs. Like, from somebody who used to do design, bro, you can make some beefy PDFs, bro.
Oh, I'm sure, but like,
I had a-
what are you,
I
what
had
are
a
you gonna do with
design
128 megs?
Yeah, but
had
I
a
love
design
the
PDF
fact.
for like a gig.
I love the fact that they sold this. People bought into it. People bought it. And when they tore it down, they realized there was nothing special about
Right.
it, and they actually valued it at $6.
$6?
I don't think it's worth that.
$6? Dude,
Bro, you
Are
can get
you
like a
kidding
12
me?
gig flash drive for $6. You can get like a flash drive with 12 gigs for $6.
Pen tester,
I mean, that's
part
30
pen?
cents. Where do you even find a
128
megabyte flash drive now?
Maybe
That's
that's
what I
why.
was thinking
Maybe that's
about. How do
why
you
it's
get a
valued at
flash
$6.
drive
It's a
when you
rare thing.
I guess.
So where did this happen?
So,
Like, legitimately, this sold in the U.S. You're kidding
It
me.
was in the UK. It was in the UK.
Okay, I was about to say.
Some guy on some city council talked about it in the UK, and then people started buying it. He was like I don't know. Their government's different from ours, but it's basically the equivalent of a city council.
probably
And
So he
this
was in
guy
Parliament.
talked about it. He had one, and then a bunch of people started buying it, and it's just the craziest thing.
you think he had it in? You
literally-
think he was
and
in
the
on
thing,
it?
the thing is, you didn't even have to. Maybe he was in on it. I don't know, but it didn't even like advertise as like something that you had to plug into your phone or something. It's a flash drive, and as long as you had it on you,
Oh my god.
Oh,
It works.
no.
Yeah.
I mean,
It uses the energy off. It uses the
gave you a
energy off
sense
your
of
body.
security.
Wait, flash drives use no power. How did people not call this out?
No,
Flash
this
drives
thing-
don't
this
even
thing
use.
People are dumb.
Flash drives don't even use power, let alone can they not work without being plugged in. Wait, hold up.
It's an invisible force. That was the whole point of it.
Wait,
It's the force
quantum
field, dude. Come on, it's
oscillation.
a bio shield.
She's
Yeah.
storing
You know,
coherence of action.
Words of things that are different that I don't understand. Yes, I'll buy it. $350.
Literally.
Take my money.
Like, I was reading this early today, and that exact thing is what I said. I was like, okay, so people read this and was like, oh, there's a bunch of big words I don't understand. This has to be scientific.
Has to be good.
Science.
Wait, science is
Science
bad.
said so.
It's good.
Scoon said, I
Emitting
wish there
life
was
force
a.
frequency.
Scoon said, I
this
wish
sounds
there
like
was a
something-
file on there that just said sucker.
Yeah,
I
as soon as
wish.
you-
I hope, because that's about all you can fit on 128
Yeah,
megs
but
if
they're
we're
obviously
being
too
honest.
stupid to plug it in
Bro.
anything.
It's a word.
But they're
Emitting
gonna find
life
it.
force frequency.
Yeah, they never plugged
Sounds
it
like
in, so they never
something-
found the file, right?
Gullible.
Very true. Very true.
Oh man.
Sounds like some stuff my cousin would say. Like, she's into burning sage and all that junk. She thinks it's like a Native American practice, or she thinks it's an African practice. it's actually-
Yeah, so I guess some of the other recommendations they said is that people should use shungite, a mineral, which is said to have healing powers, and that one healing crystal, company says, span the broad from purity to protection.
Hold on.
You got a crystal
Oh.
in there that you're going to use to protect yourself?
That echoes back.
Mm.
Yeah, it's
We've
echoing
done
back.
nothing. This is weird.
We haven't changed anything.
This is strange. It's very strange.
That's weird.
Wait,
Do I need to mute,
I just
maybe
thought
I
about
mute this mic?
Is it you guys?
I don't hear an echo.
I hear. Uh-oh.
are we good?
We good?
It's just going in and out. It seems like.
There we go. We're back.
Hold on one second. Let me see if I can find my rock
this-
collection.
This mug will protect you from 5G. And I will sell you this mug for $600. Who wants to buy it?
I'll
Come
take
on,
it.
chat. Who wants to buy the mug?
$600. Let's go.
$600 to protect you from 5G and coronavirus.
5G and coronavirus.
No, you want to protect yourself from coronavirus, drink White Claw.
There you go.
Mm.
Wait. Even better. This rubber band is also a bioshield. You can put it on your nose, like this, and it will protect you from 5G
Somebody
and the
clip
coronavirus.
this. Oh, do we lose somebody?
We lost Johnny.
Yo.
Uh-oh.
Johnny.
Where'd he go? He did
He's on
something.
the call.
His video. Why did he kill his video?
Oh, because he said he was going to fix his camera. I don't know
Actually,
why he decided to do that in those
I was looking for my rock collection.
Oh, there he goes.
I was actually looking for my rock collection, and I don't know where it is. So.
Well, when you killed the video,
it's
it
probably hidden somewhere
it
in the
showed a
biofield.
giant Skype logo across the whole video.
Yeah.
Your rock
Covering
collection
my
is
face,
invisible
man.
now.
You covered
My-
everybody up.
My bad. I'm sorry about that.
It's all good.
It's
You
the
learn. You
bio-
live and
it's the
learn. Live and
biofield.
learn. It's the biofuel.
That's why his rock collection's missing. It's invisible.
Mm.
You're right. It's those properties in the rocks, man, that are protecting them from government freaking machinations.
It's
Exactly.
the spies, man. The government spies. You gotta watch out.
The government spies can't find my rocks because my rocks have them life purifying energies in them, bro.
All right, so we got 8 minutes left on the giveaway. If you guys have not entered in the giveaway, please type !raffle in chat to enter the giveaway. We're going to be giving away a mug. Again, like I said, if you guys have not followed us on YouTube or on Twitch, please do so. I never got the convention. What?
I never got the convention flu because I got drunk all the time.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
my
nuts.
God, dude.
So, Scoon, there's something about that to be said. If I went into public ever since this lockdown and quarantine happened, I would come home and I would have a Glencairn of a high proof whiskey to kill anything that might have gotten into my mouth or throat, any kind of germs that hadn't quite
snort it?
gotten down into my lungs.
Oh my
What's
God.
that?
Yeah, don't you
Did
know
you
Corona
snort it?
kills Corona?
Corona kills Corona.
You
Corona
gotta
kills
snort it because
corona.
it'll get in your nasal passages too.
Yeah, well, I mean, I just snort it and just
Oh my God.
so like this old granddad bourbon that I've got here. It's 114 proof. That'll do the job. That'll kill some stuff.
I gotta get some more Irish whiskey. I'm all out.
Oh.
An iron wall of defense this man is.
I recently, as of yesterday, went to the store and picked up a few things. I got some store picks. I've got this Lone Elm
Hmm.
store pick, which that's a super thick pour for a bourbon, but it's got a really good flavor. It's super tasty. And then grabbed a couple other things. I got another store pick of Treaty Oak, which is out in near Brenham, Texas,
Okay.
or Dripping Springs area, and that's really good too.
Dripping
Definitely.
Springs. I wonder if it's made with that mineral water out there.
Where's Dripping Springs?
South of Austin.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have some really good mineral wells in Dripping Springs.
hmm
It's actually pretty haunted.
So I don't know if you guys like gin, but Treaty Oak, I went out to that distillery once and I tried their gin, and at that point I was not a fan of gin, but I liked their gin a lot, and it got me into it.
Really?
So yeah, they've got an antique gin that's brown, and it kind of looks like a bourbon. And I tell people when they don't like gin, I'm like, well, do you like bourbon? Yeah, okay, try this gin, because I feel like it's a bourbon man's gin. And if you like bourbon, you'll like this gin, and then you'll start to kind of work your way into other gins.
So is it just the way that they age it in barrels, like the type of barrels that they use, that changes the color of it?
I believe so. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest with you, but
We should
it's
take a
super
tour.
tasty.
Yeah, we should.
We
we
still
had
have
those-
that
We
tour.
have those tickets.
Yeah.
We got like 4 drinking tour tickets when you go do.
To go to any distillery,
Mm-hmm.
you should try it.
Go to
Um,
Balcones up in Waco. So awesome.
So we still haven't got our VR headset.
No, we
yet,
have not gotten our VR headset. I'm pretty upset about it.
And I might cancel that order
No.
because
Why?
HP's announced a new headset called the G2.
Hewlett
the
Packard.
The Reverb G2. It's a headset for VR gaming.
Do you remember what their computers were like?
Oh,
They were
true.
shit.
Hey,
True.
hey, I had an
Okay,
HP and it was awesome and it lasted me a long time.
I went through
There-
4 and they all crashed.
I do think there is hope for this because it is using technology that's coming from Valve. And that is what gives me hope for this because Valve actually has done a lot of stuff with VR headsets and such like that.
Yeah.
They're one of probably like the leading people really working on VR right now. Valve, they own Steam and all that junk. I do think that simply because it seems to be being made or at least having parts that are produced by people who know what they're doing, there is a chance for it. I know HP's laptops do pretend, or laptops and computers do tend to be potatoes, but since it's not just them and there's some other people that are kind of qualified, I think might be, something we
Might
can-
have some ground
Get out of
behind it now. Might
Is
have
it
a nice
cheaper than the one
foundation.
you were going to get?
It is cheaper.
Well, then
It's,
go ahead and
So
cancel.
what were you gonna
$599,
get, Gary?
The Valve one.
The
That's how
Valve,
you
the
get
Index?
one. Yeah. That's
Okay,
what
so
had
I
pre-ordered.
really want to get the Index too. But yeah, I saw that the G2. It looks interesting. So it's $600 just for the HMD, right? Or does it actually include the controllers with that price?
I thought it includes the controllers. As far as I know, I think it really beats the price of everything.
And the
yeah, it
quality, too.
says- Yeah,
According to them, the
$699.
quality's
It's
a lot
the highest
better.
quality VR headset
Yep.
that's going to drop in market. I think it drops this fall,
Yes.
right?
That's what they're announcing.
Yeah, I mean it's got a 2160 by 2160 pixel per eye. It's by far
Damn.
the highest. It's higher than the Valve Index, which is 1440 by 1600. The controllers are not as good as Valve's scheme said.
They look like the what's the one that Facebook owns now? Oculus Rift
Oculus.
controllers.
Yeah, they do
Oh,
look
Facebook
like
owns Oculus Rift now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, I didn't even know that.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
Facebook
would- I
bought
would-
Oculus a while ago.
I would wonder what this thing's battery life is and how it overheats. Because
I mean, that's a
that'll be
valid point.
something that's kind of concerning. Because whenever you have a beefier machine, that's always something I always think about. It's like, okay, what's the battery life on it? And
Right.
So is it standalone or is it something that you have to connect to a PC? Is it like the Oculus Quest or
actually, yeah,
No, it's 100% connect to PC. It's got a
Okay.
cable that runs on the side. The headphones on it look pretty decent. I mean, I think it's a solid contender for
the speakers. So.
yeah.
Well, I guess get it and try it out.
Yep.
I mean, we could do an unboxing review.
We could do an unboxing, and then we could also maybe do a giveaway.
Oh yeah. So speaking of giveaways, we have how many minutes left on that giveaway? 1 minute.
You guys have 1 minute left.
Seconds.
You better enter before it's over.
If you have not entered with the exclamation raffle in chat, please do so if you want to get this headset.
Mug.
Mug.
The headset? I was like, oh, hold on. Let me go ahead and throw that raffle in there.
That's going to be soon. We're working on the headset.
You guys gonna give us that $700 headset? Yeah,
we're still working on doing the chair. Giveaway, so we are gonna do that.
We're looking at a chair, a microphone, and
I think you said a headset, right?
Yeah,
so,
we're gonna do a headset, gaming headset, headphones.
I actually just bit the bullet and ordered myself another webcam because I want one for my stream anyways. Yeah. So I need to get that done because this looks terrible.
Which one did you order?
I ordered just like a 1050p one or 1080p one from Amazon. It's pretty cheap, but it was like $40-ish, so I don't think it'll break apart on me like immediately.
No, nice.
So
One, you have 45 seconds to enter this raffle. Exclamation raffle in
Not
chat.
Exclamation headset. Exclamation
raffle. Come on. I know you want to get in this mug.
I'm curious about this tagline on that G2. Finally, a Windows headset to get excited about. I mean, like, I'm pretty excited about the Index still. I don't know about you, but the Vive was pretty exciting when it came out. So
my mom bought an Oculus Go for the house, expecting that thing to be like a gaming machine, and then like I looked at it. And I told her, I was like, Mom, this isn't supposed to be for like game. Like you can't play any games on this. She's like, John, what's the same thing that your brother brought over here? And I'm like, Mom, that was an Oculus Quest, which is like $200 more than this thing. That's what I was like, Mom, this thing won't play games. And she was like, Nah, John. It's like.
So Juan got in the very last second. Did you see that?
The usual. Come on, last minute.
And it ended the second he entered in.
He did it on purpose, thinking
nailed it.
Yeah, he was like, let me slide in there real quick on this little last minute. He's trying to increase his odds of winning. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited for this new headset. We'll see how it goes. The VR headset for HP. I want to see what the reviews are. I think the controls do look big.
They don't look very comfortable.
But they look pretty thick. Yeah, like I was thinking about that.
HIC.
Are you gonna get a shirt that
Johnny
says that?
It looked kind of inconvenient to like kind of swing around.
Are you gonna get a shirt that says thick?
Thick. All right, we got one more article that we're gonna cover real quick.
Yeah.
Actually two.
Thought we were gonna do the winner.
I'm gonna announce the winner right after we talk about
this message.
This topic.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
YouTuber topic.
Next time on Dragon Ball GT.
I know Johnny wanted to talk about this pretty bad. He went off on it before we got started.
Well, let's talk about it.
And so Johnny, fill us in what this is. The story about Chemstar.
Oh, okay. So that's where we're going. All right. So there are basically, everybody knows, YouTubers. We have influencers on the internet, people that hold a certain number of, audience and a certain number of influence over websites like YouTube and things like that, over streaming platforms. Recently, there's been, a conflict kind of come between two very large ones. To spare all the background details, Keemstar, which is what he goes by, Daniel Keem, and Ethan Klein, who, under the thing of H3H3, they have been having drama like since forever. They're both very controversial people, like in their past. They have a lot of people that do not like them, a lot of people that do like them. They both have their own fan bases. They both have their own, egos and whatnot that goes on. And basically, Ethan released a video basically recounting, Keemstar on all the like bad things that he's done, this, that, and the third. And he kind of ended the video like on a note that wasn't the best because he suggested things like Keem shouldn't be having his sponsors, and he said some things that kind of prompted his fan base to directly attack Keemstar's sponsors and directly, basically out Keemstar to his sponsors, and that ended up in him losing his G Fuel deal. And Keemstar retaliated by basically he retweeted a bunch of people talking about doing the same thing to Ethan's sponsors. And what he did was he retweeted saying, "Oh, don't do this." But since he's retweeting it and giving air to it, then obviously people are gonna go and they're gonna do that. And Ethan got removed from his sponsors with Old Spice. So this is kind of setting forth a precedent to where, you get a bunch of people angry enough at somebody, no matter what it really is, because, these companies don't really, as Sarkronos is saying in the chat, Pokimane did a similar thing to a smaller YouTuber by the name of Gundam. Like, this was also recent, and you got all these situations piling up where people are starting this cancel culture where they're like, okay, we don't like this person, so we're going to make sure you can't make any money, no matter if what we say is valid or not.
That's jacked.
Yeah, it's very bad. And when you have a platform that's as inconsistent as YouTube is in terms of making money, a lot of people, Keemstar and H3H3 aren't hurting from this because they already have money, but people that are smaller that are being screwed over by YouTube and that might also lose their sponsors, like this Gundam guy, are really suffering because they rely on those sponsors in order to make their money.
That's, I mean, pretty messed up so when you're an influencer like that and you've got a community of people and you can easily just go like, hey, do this or don't do this and have them all do that and ruin somebody's income. I mean, that, yeah, and it sets a really bad precedent for the platform, especially.
And it's very difficult to control. Like, it's a big issue because at this point, when you have somebody that's making a mob like that, even the person that may have started it, whether they did it on purpose or not, they don't have the power to stop that now.
Yeah.
Like, it gets out of hand, this whole
you let the cat out of the bag. I mean, it's,
it snowballs.
You can't do anything about it.
It's very unfortunate. It sucks that there's people that are that way, and
one guy even went as far to he brought down, like, one dude even brought down, like, I believe it was Old Spice's website, and like tried to hold the website hostage. There was a dude that brought down the site and was like, give this man his sponsor back or whatever. And there are people that will do stuff like this, like, that is like blatantly malicious for like somebody that they like on YouTube or on social media. And like I said, it sets forth a really dangerous precedent. And I don't really know where this puts us at this point, because this stuff could lead to a whole new, like, YouTube apocalypse where we don't get any good content because the people that are making the high production content, the people that are trying to, basically do what YouTube was made to do in the first place, are being ostracized for it, and they can't make any benefits from it. Because if someone doesn't like you, you get canceled.
Yeah. That's just, it's kind of upsetting. I remember just going on there and watching stupid videos, and I don't know, it kind of suck if, like a channel like Video Game Donkey was taken down because somebody was like, oh, he beat me in Smash Bros too many times or whatever.
Right.
And yeah, and they were an influencer and they got their community behind it, just took down his channel. Like, that would suck. So,
well, all they can do is keep doing what they do and keep doing this because you like it and not because you're in it for the money, and it'll,
Well, we just need those two people to be an example and come together despite their differences and address both of their followings and go, hey, enough.
That's really what needs to happen. You're definitely correct on that.
Yep.
Because they're the only ones that are going to stop their followers from moving forward with this.
Yes.
They have to set the precedence of, hey, this is not acceptable. We have to just come together, even though we have different ideals, different views, different values, whatever it is, come together and say, okay, stop, enough. This isn't how we're going to go about this.
Yeah.
And pretty much no one else on the platform likes this pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, there are a lot of other bigger influencers coming out saying, you know what, screw this, I'm not taking sides. Both of these people are wrong, and both of these people are, like, fueling this very bad precedent that is going to hurt everyone. And it's seeming like it's going to do that. A couple years ago, we had the ad apocalypse, which was basically caused by one dude flagging a ton of advertisers and saying, oh, YouTube is, like, showing all this stuff saying YouTube is bad for, their brand. They don't need to be advertising on XYZ. And it resulted in YouTube basically completely changing their policies to the point where it messed up a lot of creators. Like a lot of people just could not make money on YouTube anymore. And it's been like that to this day, which is what caused, this issue where people needed sponsors. And now the sponsors are coming under fire and YouTube might be, hurt by this or might be forced to go under this. Like Sark is saying, there's legislation that is coming up on YouTube that is also causing, God knows what changes to happen.
Oh my gosh. It's funny that you mentioned that because I saw Sark's comment and I went and Googled it and I'm floored by it, but
crazy.
Yeah.
Section 230. Decency Act. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, so basically there was an executive order signed that would punish these social media companies for how they police content. Mm-hmm. And it's very biased, if you will. I'm trying to not make this too political, but essentially somebody got butthurt and they want to punish the people that made them butthurt. That's all I'll say.
Let's
so basically
executive order
it's
taken out.
Scary because if you make content that is perceived as not friendly to X amount of people, you can just not be allowed to have it anymore.
I mean, that's true. Like it's unconstitutional. Like what Scoon's saying. Like it's got to pass through. Like it's gonna get ripped out anyway in the courts. All right. So with that, let's bring the mood back up and
why not?
Let's get
this
some.
This is Debbie Downer Nation.
I know we just went in a downward spiral there. Yeah. So let's find out who won this cool mug we have here.
Oh yeah. I was actually surprised when you guys said it was a metal mug. I was like, wow, they pulling out all the stops. It's not even the ceramics up in here. They got the metal. We don't do clay.
Mug, guys.
That double wall vacuum insulated.
Oh yeah. They said we don't do clay. We don't get that cheap stuff out of here. We got metal.
So,
steel.
All right. I think it's still made in China though.
Made in China.
Can't get away from China.
All right, so the winner. We have some entries in. Let's see who won this. Let's do the raffle. Ready?
I mean, just pick a winner and it does it at random.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah. No, I'm not ready.
All right, you ready? Johnny, you ready?
I am indeed ready.
Okay.
I think I'm ready.
Oh my gosh, Mr. Juan.
Mr. Juan.
Won the mug, dude. Let's go.
Come on. See, we need that soundbite. We need that.
You really do.
We do. 100%.
We need that soundbite.
Oh, you guys just have a soundboard just pulled up during your streams at all?
We have one.
We have one. It's just Gary's so lazy he hasn't put any sounds on there.
I haven't added all the sounds to it yet.
We got claps and we got boos.
Oh.
You need a sad trombone.
Panda belly. What's
sad
up?
trombone. Oh, you should have the world's smallest violin.
And you can't say that anymore, Juan. You just won.
Boom. Juan,
click on that link up there. Click on that link in chat and boom. What a going away present too. We just
I know, Juan. We're so sad
today.
You're leaving.
He got assigned to another team, so he's leaving my team at work.
I won't get to hear Gary talk crap about you anymore.
Yeah, so now we can't go and spend tons of money at Nara Thai food.
Hey Gary, if it makes you feel better, you can always join me in talking crap about Sark.
There you go.
Did you like that, Katie, about when you do the emojis, they just go across the screen? Like, it's really
What
cool.
emojis?
Yeah, well, it's like, I'll just do a bunch of random emojis.
Is that Vladimir Putin?
Oh, yo.
What?
Wait, is that Mad Pack
Big
from
Brother? So bade.
You need Vladimir Putin on top of a bear.
All the puppers. So the only part that sucks is it does, like, each individual emoji. So
I didn't even see it go by.
Different emojis.
I saw it. I saw the Sadie face.
Yeah, it was just one Sadie face went across the screen.
I happen to know that there is a song that exists somewhere that is called Putin's Boner.
Oh, okay.
Oh
It is
no.
a song that is. It's not even like related
Oh
to
my
anything. It's
gosh.
literally like completely instrumental, like techno song. It's just that that's its name, and I
Oh my
don't know where it
gosh.
came from.
I just want to get the
That's
wrong attention with that
hilarious.
name.
Sarkana said I'm gonna make a guest appearance on here one day, and it's just gonna be jokes thrown back at Johnny and talking crap about me. Ooh.
Why don't we have both of them together on the
Oh,
show?
we should. Then it
I
would
don't
There
know
you
if
just
go.
y'all
it would
want
just be
that. I
them
don't know.
fighting back and forth. We'd
I
just
don't know
sit
if
here
y'all
and
want
watch.
that.
Sit here and
Might
watch,
have
have our drinks, and just watch them.
It'll be the Monday night fight.
There we go.
Monday night. We'll
We'll
charge
have a-
$50 to watch.
Let's do it. Let's do Monday night. Let's have a little 5 minute segment of you and Bryce going at it.
We can make it like a debate, like a
Is
presidential
this gonna be
debate.
like that show on MTV called Yo Mama, where they would go back and forth with Yo Mama jokes?
Yes.
That's
we're gonna,
awesome.
We're gonna revive it. We're gonna revive it.
I do think me and Bryce have some interesting conversations because it's funny because we're best friends, but we're like completely opposite people,
Oh,
like
it's
on
so
pretty much
good.
every spectrum.
It's so good, dude.
He says he'll behave.
I'll try.
That's not what we
We'll
want.
just keep it.
No, we
we'll
want it
just
to
keep
be
it
down and
clean.
dirty. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
It's supposed to
I
be
want
fun.
the gloves off, man.
Yeah.
Take the gloves off and go at it.
You
Oh,
guys, you guys are
man.
the kids when the freaking school fight happens. You guys make the circle around the spectating circle, just around the fight.
I'm the one that pushes somebody into somebody that starts the fight. That's what I do.
Well, you know why they do
Knock
the
his junk
spectator.
off.
You know why they do the spectator circle, right? To keep the
Yeah,
teachers and principals out.
Keep the teachers
Yeah.
in, like, anybody from seeing it. You circle
Hey, Leroy,
around, you
you go-
block off the line of sight of anybody that you don't want seeing the fight,
It's
No,
called
no.
walking in on it.
it's called
No,
the
that's
circle
actually
of
what we
protection.
did. Like, you're right.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
hey,
a
Leroy, you
circle
gonna let him
protection.
talk to you like that, man? You better,
Get them.
better go whoop his tail, boy.
Oh!
Legit, I was so cool with so many people at my school back in middle school. I'm pretty sure if anybody tried to fight me, there'd be like 6 other dudes trying to defend me. Because they all knew I couldn't fight, and they all knew I was the nice guy. So I
Oh my
feel like they
gosh.
would all have fought.
That's hilarious. Speaking of, did you guys see? Have you, Johnny, seen any of the content and stuff for Destiny's 2's future?
I have not. I've heard about it though. I heard about it before. I believe I heard about it before you linked it because I
Mhm.
subscribe to a bunch of gaming news stuff, but I have not seen any of it yet.
Yeah. So,
I just think
I don't
Bungie's
know.
fronting.
you
I
they're
think
trying-
he has
She
no
said-
idea what
she
he's
said
gonna do,
Bungie.
and so
They
he's
don't
just
know.
like, "Ooh, I'm gonna do something cool. Just wait.
Just wait for it.
Just wait for it. It's coming. I
It's
swear."
almost here. It's almost here. It's coming.
Yeah, and then
Almost
nothing's
here.
gonna happen.
As a Sonic fan, that's how I felt for the last decade. It's okay. It's
I
okay.
mean, the only thing
Yeah.
that I've honestly seen is like that audio clip that looks like a Dorito, which by the way, a lot of people are
It looks
arguing
like a
about
what?
that. Looks like a Dorito. So that's like a big thing in the Destiny world is like they have these ships that are
Uh-huh.
coming in from space is what the next story is supposed to be.
Yeah, they're saying that you actually get to see the darkness.
No, but all it
Right.
is a
You get
big
to fight the
glowing light
darkness.
in the sky, and so no one knows what this glowing light in the sky is because you can't see what it is, right? And so they have these symbols that have just showed up in different areas of the world,
Uh-huh.
and they look like Doritos, but it's because the shape of the ship is like a triangle.
So somebody got hungry and decided it was a good idea to put a bunch
Facts.
of Doritos in the game.
So Gary, to somebody like explain it to somebody who didn't play D1. Like, what is the darkness? Pretty much. I mean, I kind of think I get it, but like, what is the darkness coming to like Destiny 2? If that's a thing, how big of a deal would that actually be? Like, would that
I mean,
be
he's
like,
like
a big
the enemy that everybody's been waiting to play, right? He was like this talked about but not never seen. Like he was never seen. He was always in the shadows. Is that kind of what they're going at with the darkness?
I honestly don't have a clue. It's yeah, it's like what Sarkis said. It's energy that counters the light, right? So
Yeah.
the light is what gives all the guardians their power, and then so you have the darkness that counters it and try and takes it away.
So it's like the whole Lich King in World of Warcraft.
Yes.
Sark, does the darkness have properties like anti-magic does in Black Clover, where it just completely freaking counteracts like magic or the light in this case? Is that how it works, or is it different? Because that's what I'm like. That's the kind of
We need
stuff
a
I'm thinking.
Destiny lore expert in here. Is what we need.
I don't play
I thought
Destiny.
you
The
were the
only
Destiny
darkness I
lord.
know is
I'm
I
not a
believe in a thing called love.
I'm not a Destiny lore expert.
I thought you were the Destiny lore expert. You're supposed to have all the answers.
I know.
He doesn't read enough.
I've tried.
Got him.
I've tried.
I
reading
do
all of
actually
it.
believe that Bryce and a couple of our other friends have been reading up on the lore quite a bit.
Yeah, I know. I've got a couple of people that are in my clan.
You too slow, Scoon. You too slow.
You're too slow.
I was
I got
typing
people in
that
my
out.
clan that are really deep into the lore, and so they follow everything. Yeah, Rogue is huge into it. Pretty Reverb is a big one into it too. They
So
follow
only
that
the
lore big
symbolic
time.
sense. So the darkness is a symbol. Like I said, it's just the ever presence that everybody's trying to. It's the boogeyman. Pretty much.
Ooh,
Just have to listen to the rhythm of his heart.
John Wick isn't the boogeyman. He's
I
the
mean-
guy you sent to kill the freaking boogeyman.
I mean, I just think that Bungie doesn't know what the hell he's doing yet, and he'll figure it out. Hopefully.
So you
before
think
they
Bungie's
release.
bluffing?
Oh God, yes.
You think they know we're waiting on something, and they're like,
Of course.
oh, we gotta give
it's
him
the
something.
same thing with
Leroy-
that shotgun that you got. Remember?
Leroy, put the
Fell
pros.
Winters.
Yeah, Fellwinter's Lie.
It's a take from the very first Destiny. I mean, why would they bring it back? Because they realized that Destiny 2 was such a failure lately. People were dropping it, like they didn't want to play it anymore.
It's just getting old.
So let's
There's
just
no
bring
good
in
content.
something from the old stuff and make it
There is-
entertaining again.
There is indeed a lack of good content. It feels like year one again.
Yeah.
It feels kind of like year one again.
I have strong opinions about Destiny and Bungie and the route that they've gone, and there's a reason I don't play it.
What are these opinions?
What
Let's
are these
hear 'em.
opinions? I mean, this is what the
wanna hear
show's
them.
for.
Oh, I just, I played Destiny 1, and I was like, all right, this is a fun $30 game that I paid $60 for. Cool. I'm glad I got, like, part of the content I should have. You want to give me the backstory on why this is happening? I could tell you why.
But I'd have
But
to
I
kill
won't.
you.
For
No,
another
literally,
I'll tell you
the
for another
speaker is like,
$20.
literally, I could tell you about the battles. I could tell you why we're doing this, but I won't. And you're just like, all right, cool. Well, I have no fucking clue
That's-
why we're doing the things that we're doing or why this is all happening, but whatever, neat. And then, 3 months later, buy an expansion. It's like, okay, cool, fine, no thank you. And then I was like, Destiny 2 will be better. I bought Destiny 2, played it for about a month, maybe not even, before I played all the content, and I was bored of playing the same mission 20 different times just to freaking grind out something. And you're just like, all right, cool, this is boring as hell, I'm done. Guess what? I have the opportunity to buy another expansion for like $20. So I got, again, a $30 game for $60. So
That's how I felt about Destiny 2 on release. Because I didn't play D1. I just played D2. And I started playing D2 like when it first came out, like before Forsaken came out. So it was like year one. And I was like, okay, I played the game. I played it for like a week. I finished the story. And then I didn't see anything else to do. Like I didn't know what else I was supposed to do. So
you max out your light level, you get all the art or
just-
whatever weapons, you do all that, and you're like, cool. This game really has nothing for me. I could go play in the Crucible where people are cheating all the time. Cool.
It
fun.
did get better. It did get better. I'm just kind of mad that I had to pay $60 for it in the first place. If they're just gonna make it free a year later,
Yeah, they should
yeah.
just made it
That
free to
kinda-
begin with.
I felt kind of robbed too because they didn't give like prior players, like people who did pay for it, anything. They just kind of
It's like, you played it first and you played it for a year.
Also, light
Guess
levels
what?
are arbitrary.
Pay for it again.
Also,
So-
I don't like how they rebalanced the light level to where like being the max light level before is just completely arbitrary now because you just start at 7. Why is level 1 level 750? Why is that a thing? I still don't understand to this day. Like they made level 1.
That was, in my opinion, that was Bungie's way of going, hey, free-to-players, you can sign up and play right along with your friends right at the beginning. And so I put that to test. I got 2 friends that never played Destiny before to install it and play with us, right? And so they installed it, they played, they did exactly what you said. They got lost. They didn't know what to do. What am I supposed to do next? I'm on
Right.
this thing on the moon or on the earth. Like, I'm at the tower. There's a bunch of vendors. But what am I supposed to do? They had no idea what to do.
There was no follow
There
through.
was no... So
Yeah.
New Light players had it way worse than us when we first started at zero, right? Because they didn't know how to play the game. There
Hmm.
was no entry way to play the game. I remember when if you just bought the game and you wanted to come play, you had to play through the first story mission before you could even come play with me. Like you
You don't
had to
even
go
have to
through
do
that.
the story now when you get the
No,
game.
Yeah.
yeah. Now you're in and you're just like, what do I do now? And so it was just weird. But I can tell you this: both of those people uninstalled the game, and neither one of them played.
Yeah.
Um,
I
my
They're
uninstalled it
pushing
for a
away.
while after I first started. Like I didn't pick the game back up. I think until my friends started playing it and we got Forsaken, and then of course we met you guys and all that stuff happened.
I could tell you this: the playing the game alone on its own and doing the normal PvP stuff, Gambit stuff, can get old. But when you get into the raid content and playing with a team of people, that can be a lot of fun, but it can also be the most stressful thing in the world you've ever done.
Yeah.
But I could play World of Warcraft, do raid content, and then have a shitload of other content to do.
Yeah.
And
That's
yeah,
why I never quit
I,
playing
I,
WoW.
just, I just felt like
Okay, boomer.
Destiny was just like, you literally play through the story one time, you played all those same missions, and then you're like, okay, well now I need to like get my light level up so I can do end game content. So then you play those same missions another 30 times each to get there. And it's like, why? Why?
I enjoy playing Destiny, but I feel like Destiny kind of falls into the same problem that I have with Warframe. Like I have like days and days of playtime in Warframe, and I feel like Destiny and Warframe have similar issues as looter shooters because they're both basically the same genre. One of them is just in a different perspective. And I feel like they both have the same issue where you don't feel like any of the stuff you're actually playing or doing is very consequential to the world. You kind of just feel like, oh, well, I'm doing this for another piece of gear, or I'm doing this to like grind out some more. Like you don't feel like you're progressing. You feel like you're just adding to your repertoire of things to try out in the same missions again.
Yeah.
Because that's the same feeling that I got in Warframe after I had finished all of the like most of the story content for it. I was just like, well, all that I have to do now is sorties, and I don't want to do sorties because
They're
that's
just both very grindy
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
mean grindy is good, but if you don't like
to a
mix it
to an
up,
extent.
that's why like if you ask any Warframe player, every single Warframe player has been playing the game for 8 years, but only been playing it for 4 of those 8, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
every Warframe player uninstalls Warframe until a new update comes out, and then they grind that stuff for like 3 months straight, and then they uninstall it again until another update comes out.
Yeah. And so
And
Sarkina
that
said
I
that
kind of feel like Destiny's fallen into that loop.
yeah, and Sarkina said that it's really disappointing because the game does get old kind of quickly because there's so much focus on leveling and getting pinnacles, etc. But what drew him to the Destiny world was the interesting lore in the system, which is actually incredible. But there are hardly any focuses in that. So that's the thing is like having it so you can understand the story. So recently, I got back into playing Call of Duty. Why? I wanted to go play the story again because I like games for their stories. I like games that have a whole like story path behind them.
Hmm.
Like Call of Duty Modern Warfare's playthrough. I've played it twice in the past couple weeks.
Hmm.
No, that game has an amazing campaign.
Yeah,
Like I
and
loved the I didn't finish it, but I really liked the campaign for Modern Warfare.
yeah, the campaign was so good. I played it twice, like I said. Destiny, I got hooked on that because I bought it before it was free, and it made you play through the story, and you play through the campaign, and you finish it out, and you're like, yo, this whole story is really good. And it helped that I had Rogue there because Rogue would feed all the lore to me too. So a lot of it I didn't have to read because he would just tell me about it, right? And the lore was so interesting when you start reading into it and you start looking into the characters and the background of everything. It was wild.
So
Yeah.
basically, the storyline of Destiny is what pretty much will draw you in. It's just the content when you're playing is not there.
Yeah,
There's
because
no
Yeah.
follow through.
it's
I
very
think
grindy.
Destiny
There's
also
no
does a similar thing that Dark Souls does, but with a gameplay loop where it doesn't really work. Like where Dark Souls has all the lore like within items and things like that,
Yeah.
and there's not a whole lot of cutscenes. But that works for Dark Souls because in Dark Souls, you're not really being rushed. You kind of have to like take in every single thing that you get because a lot of the stuff is different. You don't know it's like I got a completely different shield this time. What is this? But with Destiny, it's kind of like, okay, well, you get like 1,000 blues, and then, you finally get an exotic, and, there's not really, it's kind of like, it's commoditized. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't really care that much when we get, X thing in Destiny. We might care when we get an exotic. We might read the, lore that's written on it, but I feel like it's not presented to you in a way where you're encouraged to actually learn about the
You don't
story.
really see
doesn't.
how it pieces together with the storyline.
I used to get super excited when I got an exotic because I didn't know Xur existed. Once I found out Xur existed, exotics were like, what's the point? I could
Yeah,
just
I'm
go
kind of going
buy
through that
them,
phase right now.
I could just go buy them on the weekends from Xur if he has it. I literally have almost every exotic but two. And there's only two exotics left for me to get in the game. And so
What are you gonna do when you get those two?
I don't know.
He's gonna
You know what I mean?
uninstall, bro.
You're gonna
He's
uninstall,
gonna be like,
and
man, bunk this stuff. I'm out. He's like,
Yo,
yeets
Urban,
it
dropping the follow, dude, bro.
It looks like I'm dabbing when he followed, like on the stream.
then.
Like the motion that I just did kind of looks like I'm dabbing, and it came up as he was following.
So Scoon said
That's awesome.
Destiny has a problem where everyone is playing as a one savior, unlike WoW where everyone is just random SHMOs.
I like being a random schmo.
And it's, yeah.
I love WoW.
Schmo.
I will never
There we
quit
go.
playing WoW.
Pause where you Schmo.
I 100% agree with that though. Like,
I agree with that. I like the thing in MMOs where you're like not the one person, but you're like part of this group of people who like help people.
Well, you say that, but like within the last, maybe I didn't play the expansion before BFA, but in BFA you're kind of like the champion of Azeroth. You are the champion of Azeroth.
Right.
yeah.
So like I feel like WoW might have gone that route in the last expansion. I don't know what Shadowlands is going to be like. I'm excited to figure it out. I'm excited to not have to deal with corruption gear and freaking eyes popping up on me every time I get into a fight. But
Speaking of MMOs that have been coming out recently, this is a kind of a little bit of a plug. I'm not sponsored, I swear, but there's a game I have been playing a good bit recently. Phantasy Star Online 2 just got localized. It just came to US. It's been out for a while in Japan and somewhere else, but it just recently got a US adaptation. You can download it on the Microsoft store.
Oh no.
But the game's pretty solid. One of my buddies, he got me. He was like, John, you got to try this game, bro. Like, this game is my childhood. It's like really good. It's really actiony. You should try it. And you know the whole MMO format where your character walks with like a single walking animation, and you're not very dynamic, and you kind of just shoot at things, and they shoot at you until they die. Well, this game's kind of not like that. Like, it's really dynamic. It reminds me of Monster Hunter with the boss fights sometimes. And, you can avoid, like, certain stuff hitting you. It doesn't just hit you automatically. Your character moves very fluidly. It's like an action game, but it's in an MMO. And I really enjoy it with the class systems and things like that.
Yeah.
check it out.
It's still very much like an MMO, and it's kind of old, so it does have that type of jank to it. But I think it's pretty decent. I've been playing it a good bit. I've been having a good amount of fun.
Nice.
So
So
Scoon over here said he's playing Classic, and man, I played Vanilla WoW back in the day.
yeah.
Like I made a hunter. That was my first character, a dwarf hunter, 2 weeks after the game released. Okay, I know those feels. I remember
have a
when
hunter.
Ubers came out. I remember watching Leroy Jenkins do his thing
Yes.
when that was still the relevant instance. Okay,
Leroy
I remember that shit.
Jenkins.
I've done Molten Core. I've done Blackwing Lair. I've done Naxxramas. I
Oh,
already
geez,
did
he's
that.
going
I'm not
in.
going
Oh, the
back
Nexus.
and doing that
Yeah,
again.
the
I'm not
Nexus.
playing Classic. I tried to level a Prot Pally on Classic, and I got bored out of my mind running Scarlet Monastery over and over and over again to level. Get out of here with Classic.
I still
wanna know
play
the problem,
Classic
too?
WoW.
You love it, dude.
This man is passionate about his WoW, bro. I
Well,
like.
so here's the thing about
I like
Classic
it.
is I played an Alliance Paladin because my friends wanted to play on Alliance, and the thing is like the split right now in Classic is like 30-70 Horde. So when you're an Alliance player trying to level in places like Stranglethorn Vale, all you do is enjoy getting ganked. You're like,
Yep.
hey, look at me trying to do this. Oh, I died. No, I died again. I died again. Okay, well, this is fun. I'm getting off the fucking game.
No, it's true. The
Gank
majority of
middle
people want to
lane.
play Horde.
Oh, so
For
I
the
am
Horde.
Loktar Ogar. I am Horde on retail. So
On retail.
yeah, no, I'm all about playing for the Horde for sure. My original character, like my main back in the day, was a gnome mage. I loved being able to lay down in a torn corpse and hide completely, and then pop out, or even chase torrents and make this creature that's 7 times bigger than my character run away from me. It gave me pleasure. But
I never
like the
experienced World
control.
of Warcraft. That was a little bit like after my time. I couldn't have afforded it if I wanted to when I was like younger, because by the time it was out, I was like a kid and I had no money and barely internet access. So I never really got the chance to play WoW. And then when I was old enough and I had the money to do it, the per month subscription kind of turned me away a little bit, because I was like, I don't even really know if I want to play this. I don't really want to
Yeah.
pay for it every month just to have the ability to play it.
well,
I got into Warframe really hard though for a good while, and I played some
Yeah.
Terra. You guys ever heard of Terra?
I have
Yeah.
heard of that.
Yeah,
I've never
Terra.
played it though.
Okay, so I have this rule where whenever I play any MMO, I play as a female character and I name it Diana, and I just make her OP. And so I was chilling with Diana, and Diana had these like freaking gauntlets, and she was just beating the brakes off of dudes. I could freaking aura you JoJo style, and you couldn't do anything about it.
JoJo style.
Every goddamn time.
Bro, I got to do it. If I'm gonna spend that long looking at something from a third person point of view, I'm sorry. I have my preferences, all right? So I'm gonna
You need to
say
create one called Carol Baskin.
Carol Baskins.
Sarah Baskin.
Carol Baskin killed her husband. What's happening?
Also, Sark, you need to get Phantasy Star Online. Like, actually download that tonight, so me and Greg
Man, I
can
see
carry
y'all
it.
playing that all the time.
What game
dude.
is it?
Fantasy Star.
Phantasy
Online?
Star Online 2.
I've got it downloading right now. I'm gonna
Yeah.
give it a try.
Here's a warning. If you want to get it, do it at a time where like you're gonna be able to like let it sit for a minute, because the initial download's not that much. It's 16 gigs, but then it runs on a client. Like, that's how old this thing is.
Okay.
And so you have to install it from the client after downloading like the client.
Oh wow.
So
Yeah, no.
yeah, it depending on how your internet is, it might take you a minute. But I'd be down to get you guys and help you out through the game a little bit. I got a buddy that knows way more about it than I do, and he'd probably be down to freaking nerd out to more people about it.
All right.
Also, play Smite Tuner. Do it. Do
Yeah.
I
Smite.
played it a little
Smite.
bit.
Play some
Smite.
Smite.
I've
All right.
played it a
All
little
right,
bit.
Johnny. Who's your main? Who do you like to play?
Oh, and Smite.
Yeah.
Okay, so I main Daji. I have about 100 hours
Oh
on the character.
no! Get out of here.
I have about 100 hours on the character, bruh. I like playing the lady that gets to kiggity cut people. All right.
Dirty,
I'm a
dirty
freaking-
dodgy
I'm a
main.
I'm a scratch you up, bruh. That
All right.
burn.
Well, I'll put my bubble on top of you and silence you, and then I'll hold you in it and watch you die.
Okay, you can't talk. You're a freaking Nox player. You're literally the scum of the earth. I'm not trying to hear this.
All right. Look,
I've
we can
watched,
both agree that
but I
Loki
have-
players are the scum of the earth.
Loki players are the scum of the earth. Dude, you
Yeah.
didn't tell me this man played Smite. You didn't tell me
Yeah.
Ian was a man of culture.
I heard. So I watched Johnny and Sarknos and then play Smite on their stream, and I've watched them come from behind, and like it's wild because they're like, it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish, and
That's
they come
true,
back and they win, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
How?
Dude,
How?
it's literally about like playing it,
Athena,
like doing the right plays.
Scoon, Athena.
Oh,
Ugh, she makes me
Athena.
so mad.
I actually, Athena's the only guardian I have diamond. I have Athena diamond, dude. I love that taunt, bro. Setting
That
up for
taunt is so annoying,
the,
dude.
you're like, it's like Ymir stuff, but it makes you move.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
See, Medusa main. Okay. I feel like every time I play against a Medusa, and I'm like, oh, she's ulting. Let me turn my back. No, I still get turned into stone anyway. Okay, cool. That's neat.
The only character class that I can't play that well is Hunters. I don't play Hunters too well, but I honestly probably play ADC better than I play support, so that's kind of weird. But
I like Chiron.
Chiron
super
is my
fun.
favorite hunter in the whole game. Chiron's
Yeah,
amazing. Even though he's
Chiron.
really bad, he's not good. He's actually really bad. He's
Are you
so
kidding
fun to
me?
play.
He's got a knockup that pushes people backwards from where he's running. He's
Yeah,
like,
but like the problem with Chiron is that because I actually did play like semi-pro Smite for a minute. I played for my college team, so
oh yeah,
I do keep up with the meta and stuff a lot. Chiron's issue, in my eyes, is honestly just the fact that okay, so I don't want to leave like Tutor and the wipe out of this, so I'm gonna like try to explain this, but basically, Tuner, you have this like thing. It's like your first ability or your clearing ability is usually the ability that you use to like clear minions and get farm and all that, right? But oftentimes it's also your main damaging ability, which is true with Chiron. Chiron's issue is that his main ability puts down a circle on the ground that stays there for like a second before detonating. You can't detonate it early, you have to like time it. But it's so reactable that his damage is super inconsistent. And that's honestly
no. His main abilities is 2. His main abilities is 2.
But
He
you have
uses
to hit
1.
the 1 to get the 2
No,
though.
you have to hit a basic or the 1 or any other attack to get the 2.
You're talking about the
So-
skill shot. He's talking about the skill
No,
shot.
it's not even a skill shot. You literally
No,
just
that's the joke. It's
do
not a
damage to anything and then hit 2, and then everything you damaged within like 3 seconds is hit by your 2.
yeah.
And so basically you get somebody down low, they try to run from you. You're like, okay, let me alt snipe. Oh, you're not dead. 2.
This is why Chiron's fun to play. I love Chiron. I just wish that his 1 wasn't so garbage.
I do not rely on his 1. I rely on his 2 and his ult. And then his 3 for mobility.
He is mad safe though. Like his 3 actually does help him a lot. I use it to chase down. Like if I know that I like am not gonna get ganked, I just use it to chase people and they can't do anything about it because you're just running at them while firing base.
So to give people a background here, Chiron is half horse, half man. He's a centaur basically, and he's a hunter, and so he uses a bow. And his 3, he basically just runs in a line, and you can kind of steer it, and you can shoot your basic attack while you're doing it.
Which is not normal for Smite, by the way. Like it's very unique. Like
So
most movement abilities don't have that.
You can basically sprint and just continue to just lay into somebody with your basic, and it is dirty. I love it.
I think Tuner would enjoy playing solo lane. Tuner, do you like manliness?
Manliness?
You want to play as Hercules?
No, we're gonna get Tutor, and he's gonna main Herc solo.
You were always either a Titan.
I was always
Paladin.
Titan, Paladin, Death Knight. I was always a tank. Like that.
You might be a guardian.
Right.
You might be a guardian type guy.
Be a guardian. All right.
Okay, listen. Do you enjoy doing things for the team, or do you enjoy just being selfish?
He's selfish.
Yeah,
are you a selfish? Yeah. Okay. So
you can be a selfish guardian too. You can
there, but no one will like you.
Cabrakan and just wreck fools or Kumbhakarna.
Yeah, there's a lot of tanks that do a lot of damage, or you can just play Jormungandr and
or Bacchus.
Yeah, or Bacchus.
Sounds like there's a gazillion characters in this game.
There's
108.
108, yeah. I think
there's
108 now.
Gosh.
They're trying to catch up with like League and Dota.
Dude, yeah, Cthulhu is their newest one that they're about to release, and I think Cthulhu is going to be a guardian.
But if you want to eat the maximum, if you want to be a tank and also eat the maximum amount of crayons, so basically play a Titan in Destiny. If you want to be a tank, you want to eat crayons. Literally, just play Hades or Ymir. Or Ymir. Because Ymir can do some really skillful plays, but he doesn't actually take skill to use because you have an ability that stuns people for 3 seconds and gives your team all day to do anything.
All right. Well, I really appreciate everybody coming on the stream tonight. I think we're going to wrap it up here. We've been live for almost 2 hours. Yeah, I think this is a crazy time. Again, if you guys can, all we need is followers.
Out of drinks already? We are never out of drinks. I got a fully stocked fridge.
Bruh. I've got my whiskey globe here. I've got my beer fridge here.
I still have some body armor.
Yeah. But yeah, let's see who we can go raid.
We gotta find somebody to raid.
Oh,
Let's go raid somebody.
wait, let me see. Give me a second.
Give you a second. What do we give him a second
Oh, wait. My bad. I forgot what the raid was. Oh, I have a friend that was streaming earlier today. It's her birthday.
Birthday raid. Is she not raiding or not streaming anymore?
I don't know if she's streaming anymore.
Yeah,
Doesn't look like
probably
she is. Nah, she's not. Darn. She was playing some Drunk Smite, Bryce. Cat was playing Drunk Smite. Sorry.
Well, there's nobody to raid right now, is there?
Yeah, there's no one on. No one that I know anyway.
It's because all the bars opened up.
Oh no.
Everybody's
Oh,
at the
boy.
bar.
Everybody's at the bar.
Catching the
I feel like
Rona.
every adult of drinking age, or like every adult that drinks, pretty much just turned their own house into a bar once quarantine started.
We never stopped.
Dude. Yeah, I never
It's like-
stopped. I didn't have to start turning it
No.
into a bar. I mean, I've like here.
I have
Let's
a
hope we
buddy from
never
the
go to
UK that's
bars.
been pretty much just drunk every day since quarantine started.
Allow me to whip this thing out.
Uh-oh.
This is my
That's what
whiskey
he
globe.
said.
Oh my gosh.
That globe is awesome.
Yeah, check it out.
Whiskey?
Look
You
at
should
that.
turn your blur off.
I've
'cause I
Turn your
got
can see
blur
it.
off.
boom,
You're all
boom, boom.
blurred.
Oh yeah, I've got the background blur and it's probably blurring me, but
The whole thing's
it's
blurred.
full of whiskey.
I got something similar. I call it my snack crate. It's
A snack crate.
it's a crate
Is it a milk
that I
crate?
keep behind my
It is a
desk,
milk
and it's
carton.
got like
snack
No,
crate.
it's not.
these are the
It's a plastic
Cheez-Its.
crate. Ooh,
And
I
then
love Cheez-Its.
we got the granola bars, and usually I have some popcorn in. Oh yeah, I got some popcorn in the Cheez-It box,
There you go.
and then I keep the body armor in here too. So
We have
and I call it
Uncrustables.
snack crate.
In the freezer.
Yeah, we got Uncrustables in the freezer. That's what we like to kind of hit up
We
whenever
have
it's
no-
late night snacking time.
Yeah, we don't have a snack crate in here. Or
No.
even a mini fridge yet. Yet.
Yet.
I
Gotta
want to
have
get that
a good
Keurig
mini
but for
fridge like
alcohol.
the one I've got here.
Oh yeah. Did you guys see that? There's a Keurig that can make you mix drinks.
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, you have like 4 different bottles. It's like tequila, whiskey,
Tequila,
vodka.
whiskey, whatever you want to put in it. And then these little pods that you put in, and then it determines which alcohol to put in there. You just put your glass down, and it makes you a drink.
Huh.
Pretty wild.
I'm going to buy one.
Yo,
I don't
Ian,
know. I
just-
think part of the fun of making cocktails is making the cocktail, right?
Not if you're
True.
making the cocktails every single time.
Yes, I don't know.
It's like the fun of making
I
dinner.
I don't normally do like super complicated things, so like for me it's old fashioned or something like that. So
Yeah, I got
You
someone
know.
bougie over here with me.
yeah,
I'm not that
Mr.
bougie.
Bougie over there.
The USB.
But you know, a
Ian
Manhattan's
worked with
pretty
me for a
good. That's
while.
pretty simple. It's just bourbon and vermouth. So
Dude, I can't imagine like distinguishing alcohol taste with people because my parents look at me like a degenerate whenever I drink tap water. Hey, y'all let me
Yo,
live
there's
my
nothing
life.
wrong with tap
Nothing
water.
wrong with
There's
tap
nothing wrong
water.
with tap water. Yo, we can all agree right now that Ozarka is the best bottled water.
Ozarka.
I think I disagree. I think Dasani's the best bottled water, but I've never
Oh,
had.
get
Ozarka.
out of here.
I've never had Ozarka. So.
Ozarka is so good.
I like
It has-
core.
Whiskey, lemon juice, and ginger beer. No, we
Oh.
basically had ginger beer.
We have
Whiskey,
whiskey,
lemon juice,
I have
ginger
lemon
beer.
juice, and I have ginger beer.
Mm-hmm.
Scoon, what is that? What is that cocktail called?
Called the Scoon.
It's called the Scoon.
Called the Scoon. I'm gonna go make myself a Scoon right now because that sounds fucking tasty.
Do it
Sounds
right
like
now. Do it on
Stone.
stream live right now. Right now. Right in front of everybody.
Do it right now. Okay.
You have the
Are you
whiskey
serious?
glow behind you. You just need some lemon juice and some ginger beer, right?
Yeah.
I've got that. I just have to run downstairs for it. I have all of the ingredients for that.
Oh boy.
Go get it. I'm gonna alert everybody in
Yep.
Discord that Ian is about to make a cocktail live on stream.
Okay.
All right,
Let's do
all right,
it.
fine, do it. Scoon, you gotta tell me if I need a shaker, how I'm supposed to mix it, if I need ice in that shaker. I'm gonna grab a shaker full of ice, so you just tell me what I gotta do when I
Just
get
wing
back.
it. Wing it.
I'm gonna say, add everyone. We are making drinks. Come learn.
Come learn.
Oh my gosh, what is this, bro? Is this like the adult version of a children's show? We're gonna make a song about mixing this drink
Yo.
and like sing
Hey,
it.
Ian
Actually,
sang last time when he was
When
on the
Ian
show.
comes back, he might
The
even
adult
take a
version.
shot for it, but he knows the country song. Do you
No,
know?
it's
or
the
no,
States.
the States song.
We
my
all
bad.
know the States song.
I don't know. He does. I don't think Johnny learned that song.
Oh, no, I know the Know Your States by Holy Tony.
Well, there you go.
Oh.
Actually, I'm echoing again.
Shake it or stir it. I'm not James Bond or anything.
Oh my god.
It's
See.
funny. I think we're
Tuner,
echoing.
I'm gonna send you a video, and I want you to like either watch this at your own leisure or whatever. I don't expect you to play it on stream, but you need to experience this culture right here. Hold up.
This will be useful for college part. I mean, for when I turn 21.
I mean, I grew up when I was in high school. It was always purple drink.
Purple drink.
Purple drink.
You know.
Grape soda.
Oh wait, you guys called it drank too? Oh my
Drank.
gosh, I feel less like I don't know. I feel
Purple
less
drink.
like bad now because I feel like nobody called it drank back in the day. But
We
like,
still call
damn.
it drink.
Yep.
So Tutor, I just sent you this on Discord. Just
Why are we echoing?
it's not explicit or anything.
There you
It's
go.
just a song about knowing your states.
Yeah. He
Get
sent
educated.
it to me on Discord. Okay.
Yeah, it's very educational and it's actually pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie. Like you might start like doing the pop and lock when you hear this
Is
song.
that where you got the
I'll
term
watch it later.
"it's fire"? It's from him.
It's fire? No.
Because you say that so
I
much.
say it a lot.
That and then what's the other one? Gucci.
Gucci Mane.
Honestly, I probably will say some stuff that y'all might end up getting from me. Just because that's kind of a thing I do. I spread catchphrases. It's a pastime.
You do what? You spread what?
I enjoy spreading catchphrases.
Catchphrases.
Oh, catchphrases.
Catchphrases.
Better
You're
than
like
spreading the
you were
rana.
breaking up. That's what I was wondering.
Yeah,
He talks so much.
I'm echoing now again.
It gets
Ingrained in our heads.
No, it's because I have catchy delivery. Y'all know I have. It gets stuck in.
Okay. We have an echo, by the way.
You still have
Yeah.
the echo? I've been trying to figure out where this echo's coming
It,
from.
We
it
haven't
keeps
touched
like
it in the
going
audio.
on and off.
Like, yeah,
Like-
it's got to be Skype, dude.
This is why we hate Skype. It's easier for you guys to. set the
So,
Yeah, they got no echo on stream. It's just y'all.
okay.
We don't have an echo either.
I don't hear one.
All right,
Well, if
pajama
you don't have the
time.
echo-
Let's go.
If you guys don't have the echo, that's
that means
fine.
it's your fault.
Let's do some Elijah Craig for the whiskey.
Some Elijah Craig.
Write this down.
All right. So,
You're
This
fake
one-
writing. That's really
okay,
convincing.
tab. Nope. Okay. All right. So, Scoon, you got measurements there? Doesn't look like it.
No measurements.
He
just-
said, "Shake it or stir it." I'm not James Bond or anything.
All right. So, I'm gonna go ahead and put some Elijah Craig into my
Take your notes.
cocktail shaker there.
Okay.
Gonna go ahead and cut a lemon in half because I don't know what kind of ratios we're going with here. So let me squeeze that lemon in there. All right.
You
Some
can add-
So this was lemon,
Yeah,
whiskey.
Yep.
And what else?
Bundaberg ginger beer.
He says he uses a full lemon and 2 ounces of whiskey.
There you go.
Okay, well I definitely poured more than 2 ounces of whiskey, but I'll go ahead and squeeze the other half of this lemon in there
And then ginger beer.
and fill with
fill
ginger
with
beer.
ginger
All
beer.
right. Now is this? I mean, I brought myself a rocks glass, but should I have grabbed like a pint glass then?
No, you're good. Just drink it
All
straight
right.
out of that.
All right. Okay. So
Might
here
as
we go.
well.
There's the ginger beer. Just gonna fill that up.
What kind of
And I'll
ginger beer
pour
do you
the
have?
rocks glass. This is Bundaberg ginger
Bundaberg.
beer. So
Okay.
it's a little. Let me see if I can get it in the picture there. There you go, Bundaberg. It's got one of those old school caps where you like pull a tab and rip
Oh,
off the
that's
cap.
cool.
It's kind of neat. I like it. It's super tasty ginger beer. For me, like ginger beer, I like to have a really big. Oh my god, you can't shake it. By the way, there's fucking
It's ginger
soda.
beer. It's
sorry, Palm Bay.
carbonated.
By the way, all right. Anyway,
You
cool.
stir it.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, I needed. Well, I didn't think about it. Never made this. So there we go. Oh, perfect. Look at that.
Look at that. Okay, don't
Look
shake
at
it.
that.
A little late there, Scoon.
Hey,
A little late.
any bars hiring?
He definitely knows how
He's
to
like,
shake
shake
up
it,
some
stir it.
ginger
I don't
beer.
know. All right, I'll shake it. Fuck it.
Hey, what happened to your
at
pants,
that.
bro?
All right.
It's
We'll
all
sit
over
down.
his pants.
Yeah, it's all over his pants.
Yeah, it's all over my pants. It's fine. It's fine. It only looks like I kind of peed myself, but whatever. All right, let's give this a try, Scoon. Smells good.
It's got a lot of whiskey.
Oh, that's super tasty. Okay. All
So
right.
does the lemon juice complement the ginger beer?
Yeah. So basically, what I'm getting here is I get I'm getting a lot of the lemon juice and bourbon flavors mixing more than the ginger, and I think the ginger kind of gives it a subtle like undertone almost. Like it's got almost a citrusy flavor from the ginger beer.
Dang,
But
that's deep.
but mostly what you're getting is the lemon up front. It almost tastes like I'm drinking, like I feel like I put honey in this even though I didn't, because of
Really?
the mix of the bourbon and the lemon juice.
How does it look? Because it looks a little darkish colored. Oh no.
So it's actually pretty. I don't know if the camera's doing it justice. It looks like a juicy IPA almost. It's got a yellow color. You can't quite see through it. It's not totally translucent. I mean, it's pretty good. I like it.
Try it.
It's a good one,
I'll
Scoon.
have to try it. Good job.
Definitely worth giving a try for sure.
That was quite a critique. man.
Round of applause for Scoon coming in with the drink for tonight.
21 days ago that question was asked. Still
I like
shaking.
Way
Oh,
more
yeah.
refined than my
So-
first encounter with.
There was a good question that did pop up from Scoon almost a month ago. So it's 21 days ago. Who is better looking, Huzzah or Tuner?
Oh no! What?
Oh,
When did this question pop up?
21
Hey,
days
I'm
ago,
not
apparently.
included.
So what do you guys think? Johnny and Scooby, you guys are the only ones that can speak to this because we can't.
Oh,
I'll be
no.
put on the spot, bro.
Why is this even like a thing?
I don't think I should be allowed to vote. I think that's a little biased.
We're gonna make it a Twitter.
I mean,
poll.
yeah. If you don't vote for your husband, I mean, that's not even fair.
That is in fact.
That could cause
Scooby
issues.
has
though.
It wouldn't cause issues.
Who is better?
Yeah, maybe a
looking?
little bit.
Nah.
I married you, but I mean, come on. Come on.
Oh my
Just
God.
look at this man. Look at his chiseled features. Look at those high cheekbones.
That's funny. Oh, you spelled your name wrong.
I did. I am not drunk. I promise.
Hmm
What'd you put in that drink?
I put a lot of
She
Tito's.
put poison in it. You're gonna die in about 5 hours.
Put a ton of Tito's in it.
You know what? Every time my grandpa, you know how you pray over your food, or some people do.
Right.
Well, whenever my grandpa prays over our food, when I go to my grandparents' house, you know what my grandpa says?
What?
My grandpa
Rub dub dub. Thanks for the grub. Right?
That's
no, my
the
grandpa
way.
literally after he gets done praying, he'd be like, "Man, I hope God remove any impurities your grandmama put in this food." And I'm like,
Oh my God.
Rip.
Smart
Oh
man.
my God.
Because part of the prayer I learned from my parents was may God remove any impurities from this food. And so my
Yep.
grandpa inherited that for me. It just went with it.
I mean, that's a good thing to say.
That is good. That's a good one. Scoot said I was using my shots. Oh yeah, he was using his shots. So, just so you guys know, that
Oh,
are
here we go.
watching,
We have an actual
Huzzah's got the better natural look, but
so you're more
Tinner's
natural,
sense of
Huzzah.
style is more
Sense
on
of
point.
style. Oh, okay.
Ooh.
You know, I'm in my PJs, but whatever.
Oh.
So because you're a little bit more bougie.
Bougie.
Oh.
No, I do like that shirt though. That's a pretty cool shirt. You got that grenade on there with the almost like a watercolor
Watercolor.
paint kind of
Yeah.
going on there,
Yeah.
like paint splatter. Yeah, it's kind of cool. And then you got
It's
the flag on the arm, and then the
It's a grunt
Look at
style
that.
t-shirt.
yeah.
They're
I
so
like it.
comfortable. Like someone tell me I'm wrong. So I don't know if you guys know about this, but these hats are made by a good friend of mine. You've probably seen the
That's
links
cool.
in chat. I make things. I don't know if there's a code for it or a link for it. There probably
I think
is.
when you just go there using your URL, it gives you the 10% off.
I
Oops.
make things slash Tuner's Edge, right?
I can't spell today.
I make Tatangs.
Tangs. Wow. I make things.
And now
I
you just
make
hit yourself in the
tangs.
face with a straw. So thank God you have your glasses
I almost took the straw to the forehead.
Golly.
Yo, are those
I
those
can't
gamer
spell.
glasses?
They're computer
Actual-
glasses, not really
Well,
gamer.
no,
Okay.
they're your prescription glasses
Yeah,
too.
they're prescription, but they have the anti-glare on them.
Okay, yeah. So, not sure if they're like gun or.
Hmm. Where's it at? Let me see. I thought I had it on here. It's not.
You have it on your other one, right?
All right, I'll just post the text.
You forgot the G. There we go.
You're cutting out, huzzah.
I'm cutting out.
Yeah, your audio is
Uh-oh.
cutting out.
There we go.
That's true.
ImakeThings.com.
All right.
So
He's
you're
got
good now, yeah.
t-shirts, sweaters, hats. I like his low energy
You know
hats.
I make things. You know that guy,
Those are cool.
Mr. Higgos.
Mr. Who?
Higgins.
Oh,
Higgo.
Higo? Is that what you say? Higo?
Mhm. On
Or
that, I think,
Higgles.
so we ended the night on a good night with
Yeah.
we had a good stream overall. Everything seemed to work really well, except for minor echoes here and there that are just
I think it's
phantom. I'm
Skype.
gonna call them phantom echoes, and they're coming from Skype. That's what it is.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Anything.
So yeah, with that, I really, really, really appreciate everybody stopping by. Till Monday, 9 p.m. We'll be live again.
We're doing it Monday, another giveaway?
Yeah, we'll do another giveaway. Let's see if
Another
we can get
giveaway.
another product, something different, maybe than a mug.
I think we should do a t-shirt.
Different logo. We have a logo in works that hopefully will be done.
Or hopefully our daughter finishes it.
Yeah.
She's been working on it.
So.
Oh, that's great. That's real cool.
Yeah, our daughter's
Nice.
the one that made the logo for our podcast.
And so she's working on another logo for us for some more apparel, and I think she's working on some designs for sweaters and shirts. So
We're trying to get her to open up a store.
yeah, she keeps trying to talk me into buying some streamers' clothes, and I'm like, make your own. We'll just buy your own clothes.
Yep.
Nice.
Tell her to take a look at Redbubble. That's where I used to put a lot of my designs. And don't like that. And I know a dude that was actually making like 200 a week off of Redbubble from what he was making. They do take a pretty big portion of what it is that you make, but they also make all of it for you, so it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, we'll see.
So, yeah.
But yeah,
Don't use
But
Teespring.
thank you guys for having us and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I appreciate
yeah,
you guys
thanks
being
for
on the
coming,
show.
guys.
Again, we've got
Yeah.
me, Gary, Tinner's Edge.
Scooby Snacks, Tammy.
The real huzzah.
Johnny the Flash.
And Johnny the Flash. Thank y'all very much, and until next time.
Good night, guys.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, nerds.
Nerds.